Shalom, Emma. All right, y'all. We give praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shamim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach this day. Let's go to John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. And if another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had to believe Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? So all esteem and praise to Abba and Shamaim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Come on, say the Hebrew 10 and 1. Shalom, Brother Marvin. Shalom, Jay. Shalom, Mika.
For the law having a shadow of good things to come, and not the very image of the things, can never with those sacrifices which they offered year by year continually make the comers thereunto perfect. But then would they not have ceased to be offered, because that the worshippers once purged should have no more conscience of sins. But in those sacrifices there is remembrance again made of sins every year. For it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away sins. Wherefore when he come into the world, he saith, sacrifice and offering you would not, but a body have you prepared thee. And burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin you have had no pleasure. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book, it is written of me, to do your will, O Elohim. Above, when he said sacrifice and offerings and burnt offerings and offering for sin you would not, neither had pleasure therein, which are offered by the law. Then said he, lo, I come to do your will, O Elohim. He take away the first. That
Shalom, Brother Robert. Yehuah Baruch. Shalom, Quran.
By the which will we are sanctified through the offering of the body of Yahushua HaMashiach once for all. And every priest stand daily ministering and offering oftentimes the same sacrifices, which can never take away sins. But this man, after he had offered one sacrifice for sins forever, sat down on the right hand of Elohim. From henceforth expecting till his enemies be made his footstool. By one offering he hath perfected forever them that are sanctified, whereof the Ruach HaKadosh also is a witness to us. For after that he had said before, this is the covenant that I will make with them after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my law into their hearts, and in their minds will I write them. And their sins and iniquities will I remember no more. Now where remission of these is, there is no more offering for sin. Having therefore, brethren, boldness to enter into the Kadosh by the blood of Yahushua, by a new and living way, which he hath consecrated for us through the veil, that is to say, his flesh, and having a high priest over the house of Elohim. Let us draw near with a true heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water.
All right, let's go to 1 Kings chapter 5. Wipe out 1 Kings chapter 5 off the list. 1 Kings 5 and 1.
And Hiram, king of Tyre, sent his servants unto Solomon, for he had heard that they had anointed him king in the room of his father. For Hiram was ever a lover of David.
And Solomon
sent to Hiram, saying,
you know
how that David my father could not build a house unto the name of Yahuwah's Elohim, for the wars which were about him on every side, until Yahuwah put them under the soles of his feet.
Until Yahuwah did what?
Put him under the soles of his feet.
So let's do this here, right? Go to Psalms 110 and 1. You say he couldn't build the house because of the wars until Yahuwah put them under the soles of his feet. Now, I need you to understand this is going to be somewhat complex. Shalom, man. Shoot, ain't no telling, my G. I ain't been on here that long. We ain't been on here but about 4 minutes. Go ahead. Psalms 110 and 1.
So Yahuwah said unto my Lord, sit you at my right hand until I make your enemies your footstool.
Do what?
Sit you at my right hand until I make your enemies your footstool.
What up?
Then Yahuwah shall send the rod of your strength out of Zion, rule you in the midst of your enemies. Your people shall be willing in the day of your power, and the beauties of Kadash from the womb of the morning.
That's good, right? He wants you to sit here till I make your enemies your footstool. Now, you just heard him say that David couldn't build the house because of the wars. What does the text directly say why he couldn't build the house? What did he call it? A bloody man. Now, why is he referred to as a bloody man? This is going to go to the standpoint of something that we done talked about before, man. That he didn't come as David, he came as Solomon. But he'll return as David. You know what I'm saying? David couldn't build the house. Now, I want you to sit back and look at this statement here to here in Matthew chapter 16, verse 15.
He said unto them, but whom say you that I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, you are the Mashiach, the son of the living Elohim. Yahushua answered and said unto him, Baruch are you, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood have not revealed it unto you, but my Abba which is in Shamayim. I also say unto you that you are Peter, and upon this rock I'll build my assembly, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it.
See, pause. Let me go to Hebrews 3:1.
Wherefore, Kadash brethren, partakers of the heavenly calling, consider the apostle and high priest of our profession, Hamashiach Yahushua, who was faithful to him that appointed him, as also Moses was faithful in all his house.
Go ahead.
For this man was counted worthy of more esteem than Moses, inasmuch as he who had built the house had more honor than the house. For every house is built by some, but he that built all things is Elohim. And Moses truly was faithful in all his house as a servant, for testimony of those things which would be spoken after. But Mashiach as a son over his own house, whose house are we?
Oh, so we the house. So now I want you to go to 1 Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 7.
So then neither is he that plant anything, neither he that water, but Elohim that giveth the increase.
Go ahead.
Now he that plant and he that water are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. For we are laborers together with Elohim. You are Elohim's husbandry. You are Elohim's building. According to the grace of Elohim, which is given unto me as a wise master builder.
As a wise what?
Master builder.
Master builder.
Have laid the foundation, and another build thereon. But let every man take heed how he build thereupon.
Tell them what a master builder is.
Architect home, that is a master builder, an architect, a superintendent in the erection of buildings.
A superintendent? What's a superintendent? You know what a superintendent is? You had one in your school system, didn't you? No, let's look and see. You ever met your superintendent? You ain't met that cracker. That's a person who manages or superintends an organization or an activity. So this is what I want you to go do with that there, right? Let me think the first time. I'll sit back looking at man. Oh yeah, 1 Timothy chapter 3. Indeed, man, a foreman or a supervisor. See, you ain't just got superintendents at school, nigga. You ever been on a construction site? I want to meet the superintendent. You ain't been on no construction site. What construction sites you been on? You ain't been on no construction site. Where? When? You be telling stories. You ain't lying. You telling stories. You fibbing. That's what you doing. You like that Parisian dude we've been talking about who been telling fables. That man told us. I told y'all this last night. Y'all think I'm making this up. That man told us Elijah gonna come back and raise David from the dead, and then they gonna go step to Donald Trump and say, "Let my people go." I'm dead serious, bro. I'm dead serious. I'm telling you, this is what this man believed is. I guess he ain't know about the part they say Donald Trump was topping Bill Clinton off. I'm not making this up. They released emails about this. You ain't know about that? Yeah. Oh, shoot, it's been in the news all week. They just been leaving the oral sex part out. I told y'all this last night. That's where your answer come from, but I already know. No, I'm dead serious, man. They released private emails that Epstein's supposed to have been sending to, he's been friends with Donald Trump since the 80s. Moved down the street from him in 85. He been friends with him. You know what I'm saying? And he say, hey, man, Bill Clinton, he used to give him a little dome. Donald Trump give Bill Clinton fellatio.
Right, I'm trying to.
Yeah, I didn't speak vaguely. Y'all get caught up man on man action. Does it matter? Shalom, Eric, man. Hell no, man. Donald Trump, 81 years old.
He looks kind of good age for his age.
No, he don't.
He don't age.
Yes, he do. I mean, Biden don't look bad. He just senile. Like 81 years old. No, he just look like a white man. Yeah, that's probably what happens because he out here sucking wee wee.
His face every day, he get makeup every day, so you don't know what he
Really look like. Cracker probably look like the Crip Keeper. Yeah, he ain't had to move around a year, but that man 81 years old. And he said, listen, and he said this is all gonna come to pass in 6 years. So 6 years from now, Donald Trump gonna be 87. I'm like, man, that man gonna be dead. You say he's 79?
That Donald Trump still gonna be president?
He said Donald Trump is gonna be the new Pharaoh. He's Pharaoh 2.0. This is what I told him. I ain't being funny. It's just based on what we finna get into before we're building the house. I've told y'all this before. The man of sin, Pharaoh, whatever the case may be. Number one, all our people aren't subjugated in North America. Let's let that be known. Number two, he says that go to Daniel 8:23. He say this is Donald Trump. So I say Donald Trump gonna have understanding the Bible because he said dark sentences meant something else. He didn't even know what it meant. This is why I be telling you got to know the word because people be making statements, man, and they really be hoping that you don't know the word for real. Because see, this is something that in the conversation, right? Because I don't ask questions to cut you. You know, some people in these spaces, they trying to cut somebody. I'm not trying to cut you. I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. But I also am sizing you up to see how much word you know. You know what I'm saying? Based off the statements that you're making. Because 1 John 4:1 tell you to try the spirits, whether they be of God or not. You ain't just supposed to sit there and be like, well, no, you supposed to try them. Like, I didn't have people try me. I don't get mad. That's what you supposed to do. That's your soul. It ain't mine. If you just sit there and just let somebody tell you anything, then that's on you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to sit there and let nobody tell you anything. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. It's all out those. But Daniel 8:23. They definitely be on some weirdo stuff. But yeah, they've been dropping a whole bunch of emails about Donald Trump and Bill Clinton and Donald Trump and what his first name was? Jeffrey Epstein. You know what I'm saying? And then Arja was telling me about some stuff, text messages that Candace Owens put out there that they believe them Jewish people killed Charlie Kirk. So you know who knows. She was talking about private text. These were private text messages between the two of them. They made it seem like he was down with Israel and he wasn't. Because I think that would bury something in the video. Y'all, Shalom, Brother Ernest. Y'all ever heard of the Anti-Defamation League? That's an organization that stops people from talking bad about Jewish people. And they say it started from a Jewish man who got locked up for rape. He actually sexually assaulted somebody. You know what I'm saying? And then they came up with an organization to protect the image of Jewish people. Because if you didn't know, in the 14, 15, 16, 1700 round time period, the Jewish people got kicked out of every country they were in. You know what I'm saying? Everybody say, y'all got to go. Y'all got to get the hell up out of here. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother conversation. Go ahead, man.
He's saying, in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences.
Now tell him what understanding dark sentences mean. He says this is Donald Trump. He also told me that if you keep Torah, you're untouchable. Yes.
So I'm just thinking about what you said, the anti-defamation. So it's like an organization where people like on a public platform to speak negatively when you assassinated.
No, y'all ain't never heard of the Anti-Defamation League? Oh man, it's unfortunate. No, it's just an organization that stops people from saying negative things about Jewish people. You always wonder why nobody can't say nothing about Jewish people? Because they have organizations that lobby on their behalf to not allow people to say negative things publicly about Jewish people. Yeah, they all a part of that. Yeah, the Anti-Defamation League. Yeah, you can't say nothing about Jewish people in America out loud.
Oh, he just the industry. I ain't know that name.
No. It's an actual organization, man. Anti-Defamation League, man. You know what I'm saying? Jewish people got all type of organizations that lobby on their behalf. You is not finna get out here in public and say nothing about them. And that's why. Because they ain't going for it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Understanding is beneath, to discern, to understand, and consider, to perceive. And dark sentences. That is kada, riddle, a difficult question, a parable.
A parable? Now go to Proverbs 1:1. So that was my question to him. I'm saying, so I'm like, so you telling me Donald Trump know the word? Because if he got understanding of dark sentences, this person has to know the word. This is why you have to listen to people and you have to know the word to know what questions to ask to see, okay, is this really an understanding that comes from God or is you making this up? Now, this man told us he went from being an atheist to a Mason to a Christian to David is a Levite and all the prophets are Levites and that the scripture's been corrupted, but only the parts that haven't been corrupted is the parts that he believed in. So anything you point out that because he said the word can't contradict. So anytime you point out a contradiction in his thought process, oh no, that's corrupted. I'm just letting you understand his thought process. You know what I'm saying? This is for you to be able to understand, like, I asked this man direct questions and some of them he couldn't answer. Then he'll shift the conversation or just make something up. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to listen to people. You just can't just bob your head to the beat. You have to listen to what they're saying to you. You know what I'm saying? You know why a lot of women get got all the time? Because y'all don't listen to people. You know what I'm saying? You know what you listen with your feelings. What I mean by that, you listen to this man based on how he make you feel and not actually paying attention to what this person is saying to you so that you can actually verify what this person is saying to you. You know what I'm saying? Dudes get got like that, you know what I'm saying? But they get got a little differently when it comes to that thing. Dudes get caught up and not because a lot of dudes just don't pay attention, period. So if it's something they want to be a part of, they just going along to get along. They may not very well verify and fact check what this person is saying to them. Like, oh, this is what the group doing, so I'm gonna do it too. You know what I'm saying? That's how dudes get got. You know what I'm saying? And irregardless, if I say, look, y'all ladies, so y'all know, y'all listen with your feelings. So if this person make you feel a certain type of way, then you're gonna hear that for that, even if what he's saying is a bunch of bull crap. You know what I'm saying? You'll disregard it. But if you don't, that person make you feel a negative type of way, even if he's saying everything correctly, he just mean. He ain't gonna want to hear it because your feelings won't allow you to hear it. And that's why dudes who are shysters and connivers and deceivers, that's why they play on keeping you emotional, because then that's how they can manipulate you. You know what I'm saying? Because a nigga who own that's unfortunate for him. Shalom, Sister Kelly. Dudes who are seducers, they know that. So they play on your feelings. That's what seducers do, because it's nothing but being we were talking about the other day, my mans didn't know what a grifter was. Y'all know what a grifter is? A grifter is a con man. You know what I'm saying? One of the elements of con men is to tap into the emotion of the mark. You know what I'm saying? You know what a mark is? A mark is the object of the con. You know what I'm saying? So, like in wrestling, they call the fans marks. And now they call them smarts, which is a smart mark, meaning you know what's going on in the business, because they're trying to, wrestling is a scripted event, but at one time people thought it was real, so they're calling you a mark because they're deceiving you that a scripted event is real. Not that the actual fighting is real, but everything surrounding it is real. Like they had a time period where, okay, this was like Hulk Hogan wouldn't be seen in the same place with Iron Sheik because they're supposed to be enemies, but in real life, they may be friends. You know what I'm saying? When we was young, well, not too young, we were teenagers. WCW came down here, and my homeboy Harold happened to see Sting and Ric Flair together. He was heartbroken because he just seen the show and they were going at it. He think they mortal enemies. He don't know these two men are friends, like real friends. Now they finna go get a beer together. And he like, what the hell going on here? You know what I'm saying? The person who's really known for getting marks is P.T. Barnum. You know who P.T. Barnum is? Oh, you know. You've been to his events at least once in your life. Yeah, Barnum and Bailey Circus. P.T. Barnum was a promoter. He's the one who termed the coin, there's a sucker born every day. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a con man. And not necessarily in a negative way, because a marketer, for all intents and purposes, is a con man. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you go to marketing school, you have to take psychology. You know what I'm saying? That's why they have you do that. Because you're running you know what I'm saying? You're running a con. I'm trying to manipulate you to do something. You know what I'm saying? So that's what a grifter does. Jay Morrison is an example of a grifter. You know who Jay Morrison is? Be glad you don't. He had the Tulsa real estate fund. He was a dude who was in prison. You know what I'm saying? Got out, used to stand on the corners doing real estate investment. I'm teach y'all about wholesaling and flipping houses. And then he came up with the Tulsa real estate fund and got people to donate millions of dollars to that fund and never bought no property and absconded with these people money. Remember I told you when all these niggas were selling courses, buy Bitcoin, do this, I'll teach you, them grifters. It's a con men. These are men who, the people who actually do stuff for real, they don't have time to sell courses because they too busy doing whatever it is that they doing. Somebody who always selling courses, they grifted. They switch to whatever's the new flavor for the month. Y'all ever seen somebody, they used to do trucking, and now they doing this, and now that's a grifter. This nigga ain't never been in a truck. This nigga selling you a course. He grifted. You know what I'm saying? Who's another example of a grifter? Some people believe Kevin Samuels was a grifter. I mean, they're serious. I mean, there's some evidence to support that claim. Grifter. You know what I'm saying? The rich dad, poor dad dude, a grifter. An individual who doesn't actually do the things that they're selling to other people, but they present themselves in the public like this is their lifestyle. Oh, Stormy is definitely a grifter. She was a stripper.
She don't even talk.
You talking about Coach Stormy in Miami? She went to school with you? She from here? I didn't know she was from here. I just thought she was just a run-of-the-mill maggot strip hoe. I did not know that. Yeah, Coach Stormy. I ain't know that.
That's why when she got
That Coach Stormy though. I don't think
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's the same chick.
I mean, she got big on just going on Facebook Live and just
and selling courses to gullible women.
That's why she got such
She did that
big
pyramid scheme.
What that got to do with Reebok though, sis? You keep talking about she come from Reebok, like producers.
He gonna be like, oh my god, like she literally like
she just saying we know her.
Yeah.
But you know what that's saying? A prophet is not without honor.
She brought the bus.
But no, listen, that's what goes back to my point about when people run a scam, they look for women because women fall for scams easily. Because all she was doing was selling courses. Yeah, she was doing MLMs.
And then disappeared.
She disappeared to get her body right.
Yeah, she did.
And because the last time I seen somebody, she married Sloan, Sister Jenna, she married some bum nigga and we're running him. You know what I'm saying?
She's on Facebook a while ago.
Yeah, I ain't seen her in a minute because it's a chick I know who do wholesaling. She love her. Probably now I see why she love her because she from here. She probably know her. You know what I'm saying? You know, Jacksonville got some old grifters now. Oh, Janae definitely was a grifter.
She making phones every day.
Man, they put out there in that paperwork, man. They said that lady got about $1 million or $1 or $2 million in 2023 grifting on these people. I'm surprised ain't nobody shot her. I ain't even saying that to be. Nah, I mean, because she's still moving around here.
They got a whole group talking about her, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be one person.
So you push past how I feel if my feelings are hit, but someone saying something correct takes effort. No, I can understand that, but I'm mentioning this here, then we're gonna move on because the reason I mention this here because it can happen to men. That's why you can't be in your flesh when you're dealing with Satan, because that's what he play on. But I'm just mentioning something that everybody can easily know, because some men do it and some women had it done. Like women a lot of times listen with their feelings, and their feelings is going to dictate how they receive the words that an individual is speaking. You know what I'm saying? But I also know that a lot of marketing and a lot of stuff is done towards women because women are very gullible. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you see women get on the internet talking about how much smarter they are than men and all this other type of stuff, that's why men who know don't even take that seriously. How is you smart and you getting ducked by a nigga who ain't got a job and he ain't got a car? You know what I'm saying? And you talking about how these niggas ain't this and these niggas ain't that, and you dealing with a nigga who ain't graduate from high school. And you got a master's degree. So, baby, you can't be that smart. Because if you were smart, there was no way that you would be getting ducked by a man of this caliber. What's that? What's that?
License tore up.
Man, you went to pull the lady driver's license?
No, I just Googled like, and it was just saying like her
Oh,
You don't call the lady the whole government name, man?
I'm about to say, which one car was on Hart's Road? Was it that way?
Yeah, but see, that's a whole nother, because a lot of her stuff owned by her husband. But that's neither here nor there. I'm dead serious, though. Her husband is in prison. But then I'm telling you, man, like, you see that junk all the time. Boy, I've seen some of the most intelligent women get ducked by some of the dumbest niggas I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what is he doing to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't be blowing your booty that good.
Hey. I'll tell you, bro.
You can't be this stupid. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, though, whether you're dealing in your feelings or you dealing in your flesh, it will have you that stupid. Why? Because what we talked about the other day in Romans 7, and he say, and my flesh deceived me. Because it'll lie to you. Your flesh or your feelings will tell you that what you seeing is true when it ain't, and what you hearing is right when it ain't. And that's why I say that most people are not that good at deceiving people. Most of us are very good at deceiving ourselves. And then you get upset because you really lied to yourself and you want to take it out on this person. Yeah, this nigga may have lied. Hell, a lot of people don't even be lying. You know what I'm saying? They really just being themselves, and you lying to yourself that this person is who they're not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, people don't like to hear that. Nah, you done pretended, man. Ain't nobody that good at pretending, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody that good at pretending. It's only, look here, man, the CIA get trained in deception. You feel me? Like, them people just don't wake up one day and be able to do high-level espionage. Like, they get trained to be that good of a liar. I promise to you, that raggedy nigga in your neighborhood, ain't nobody trained that nigga that good at lying. That foot dragging hoe you know is not that good of a liar. You know what I'm saying? Nigga lied because she got a nice body and a pretty face, so he lying to himself. You know what I'm saying? He know this woman around here getting her back broke, but he telling herself that's not what's happening. She know this nigga is driving her car, going to this other woman's house. She know it. But she gonna tell him, now he wouldn't do me like that. He's a good man. Everybody around her like, no, he's not. And guess what you tell me? They just don't want me to be happy. Yeah, you lying to yourself. That nigga slapped the fire out you. He really didn't mean it. He just was having a bad day. No, he did mean it. He backslapped you. He meant that. You know what I'm saying? He meant that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't see this slap here is you wow. This slap here means I mean everything. You know what I'm talking about? Well, nigga, I mean all that. Come on, man. Somebody slap you this here. This is disrespect. This right here, I meant what I said. Bob, nigga, that's pimp hand. Baby, he meant that. Leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? You look at Johnny Depp. You let a woman boo-boo in your bed. She crazy. You know what I'm saying?
She talking about Jody saw you bet like that.
He did. He meant that. He meant that. You know what I'm saying? That's not what you want for your life. Go ahead, sis.
Said the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king
Which
of the
Proverbs
Yasharal,
1 and 1?
to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity, to give subtlety to the simple. To
get what?
Subtlety to the simple.
What else?
To the young man, knowledge and discretion.
You know what it means to be simple? To be stupid. Subtlety is to give you skill. So it's to give skill to the simple-minded. Also, simple means to be naive or open-minded. When you look at what it is to be open-minded, the definition gets kind of skewed. Some people say you should be open-minded when hearing information, but when you open-minded and you simple as the day you was born, that's how you get deceived. Because when you that naive, that means you're not a full age. You can't discern between good and evil. Anybody can tell you anything. That's why you got a lot of people around here saying that Psalms is witchcraft and they use stones in the Bible. No, they did not. No, they did not. They try to use the Urim and Thummim and try to use certain stuff that people do for witchcraft, for lack of a better term, and try to make them equal. They're not the same. They're not a 1-for-1 equivalent. They'll try to take the breastplate, the stones on the breastplate of the high priest. To see they use stones. No, that's just a jeweled outfit. It's different. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same thing. Go ahead.
Say a wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. The fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom.
Now, these are all the things he say you need to have understanding of dark sentences.
So my son, hear the instruction of your father.
That's good. So when you look at that, they saying that he's saying Donald Trump has this understanding. Now, go to Psalm 78 and 1. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what Ecclesiastes 12 and 9 say, because the preacher was wise, he sought out knowledge and sought out many proverbs to set him in order. You know what I'm saying? So the ability to understand dark sentences is not something that's likely given to any and everybody. So that means this man has been given the ability to understand these dark sentences for the purpose of deceit. That means this person has to know the word. Remember, the book tell you, now people say this, the devil know the word too, which of course he does. But the text don't say that. It say the devils believe and do tremble. The text don't say, Satan know the word too. But he does know the word. We know that because he spit it back to the Lord. We know that because he spit it at Eve. You know what I'm saying? Now, the best way to deceive is to closely mirror the truth. You know what I'm saying? Something that is diametrically opposed to the truth is not going to be able to deceive anyone. That's what most people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like when you hear dudes say, we don't know the difference between the ladies and a scallywag because the ladies are dressing like scallywags. So guess what this ends up happening? It allows the scallywags a greater area to move to know how to deceive because people don't know the difference between the two. You know what I'm saying? Because most dudes don't. Just to be 100% honest with you. Because, people like to talk about women choosing better, but the reality is most men don't know the difference between a whore and a lady. And it's mainly because you were probably raised by a whore. See, my dog said this yesterday, something we didn't talk about before, and a few women got mad. And the reality is what he said was this. Most of you niggas, mama was a side chick. You know what I'm talking about? Now, because they were just going back and forth about what some of these Israelite dudes be doing with these women. And it wasn't a condoning of those men's behavior, but he was like, if some of y'all wouldn't be here. If that's the case for what you advocating for, you know what I'm saying? And he was just using that to put that in perspective. Now, I done told y'all that before. Some niggas' mama was the concubine. That's why you never met your daddy. You know what I'm saying? That's why you ain't never see your daddy. That's why you only saw your daddy sparingly, because he had to get away from his wife to come see you. You know what I'm talking about? For real, for real. And people don't like to hear that. Because you want to believe your mama was an upstanding citizen. But everybody in the neighborhood knew her for one thing. You know what that was, Sidney? Go. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you want to say the birdie back?
They say, we know about you. They say, I knew you. They say, when we was in school, they used to call you jawbone. But that's tough that you sitting in the room with your family and a man ain't even realizing that this your people. And when he look at you, he like, oh, I remember you. But guess what? The daddy knew because he said, you talking about my hoe. So he knew. Because the nigga came out. Now I say this here, right? Because we were talking about it too. Dudes got upset in the comments with Superhead's statement that men should marry whores. But she's not lying because niggas do like whores. Because all these niggas on the internet try to act like dudes want upstanding, godly women. You nigga lying. Because I done seen too many dudes wife up swords for you niggas to be that's what you want. Too many. You know what I'm saying? Too many. I've seen it too many times. I'm talking about too many times. Man, y'all have mercy on this. So I told you before, boy, my homeboy be like, boy, she gave you some good dome. You wouldn't wife her. We like 19. I'm looking at him like I'm appalled. I'm disturbed. Like, nigga, no. You gonna wife a chick up because she got good sex? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? That's just who I'm gonna call. I don't want to be with her. Man, look here, man. Some of them freaking women do some of this stuff that he do. Why you think these dudes be running around here crazy? I'm fearing, man. I'm be honest with you. Dudes be like that for real because a lady usually sexually is going to be approved. You know what I'm saying? Meaning she don't know how to do all that freaky stuff. She don't know how to do all the stuff that the freak hoes know how to do. So that's why when he run across that freak and she know how to do stuff with her muscles and she doing this and they're doing that, then the third, this nigga is mesmerized. And he finna kill you, her, and everybody in her bloodline. He said, nope, not gonna come in. You know what I'm saying? Every man ain't got like that, but some men have. Look here, man. My homeboy, baby mama, daddy had a good, upstanding woman. His baby mama, scallywag freak. And he cheated on that good, upstanding woman with that scallywag freak. And she freaked him like he ain't never been freaked before. And you know what he did? He left his wife. And you know what his life has been since then? Miserable. You know why? Because that was a scallywag. There's a reason why nobody ever wifed this woman and she got kids from 2-3 different dudes. Because she grade A when it come to freaking, and that's where it stopped. I'm telling you. I don't disagree with none of Corinne Steffen's statement. I know most dudes like whores. Y'all be always wondering why they talking about they want this, but cause she do stuff you don't do. Yeah, but this is the difference. You know why? See, not only because she's a freak, this is where a lot of women get it twisted, right? A lot of whores are solid. Like real. We ain't talking about no foot dragon. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of women who like highly attractive, but they loose with the loins, they be loyal. They gonna take care of you. They gonna do this here. They gonna do everything, man. Like when you round them, boy, she gonna love your dirty draws. But she like wee. That's why niggas wife them, because she gonna do stuff that this woman over here is not gonna do, and she a freak. And then it's also this here too. You got some women who are freaks in their day, and the man who she look at as a husband, she don't want him to think she that nasty. So she let do dirty knock her down like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they light up because, you know what I'm saying? Because she do right by them dudes. See, it ain't just because she a freak. She take care of them niggas. That's why women ain't gonna take, she ain't gonna take care of you. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna do nothing for you. She ain't gonna cook for you. She ain't gonna hug you. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna give you no words of encouragement or nothing. No, it's women been like that, man. I'm 45 years old, man. It been what she talking about ain't a shoot. Corinne Steffens ain't that young. She about my age. Yeah, she about my age. It's been like this. Y'all be thinking stuff new. This stuff ain't new.
Like the, I guess like the newer whores, like they don't do that. Just like, you know.
No, it was whores back then didn't do it either. You got levels to whores. That's another conversation. I don't want to go down there. I'm telling you.
Nowadays, like whores just, you know, want one thing, which is I just take it in the room.
But it's been whores like that. That's not new. You know what I'm saying? Because Corinne wanted bread too.
But most of these whores not cooking stuff. Yeah. These was like,
but it was whores back then that didn't do all that. It's nothing new. I promise you ain't nothing new. She's the whore on the top level of whore. That's why niggas love her. See, Melissa Ford is a difference. She's a whore who ain't gonna do nothing for nobody, but you look good. That's why people discard her. She look great. You look fantastic. But you ain't got nothing else to that. See, Corinne from the hood, she been through some things. You know what I'm talking about? No, I read a book. I'm talking about like real deal life things. So when you deal with a chick who done been through the struggle and she meet a nigga and she real and she see you real, or she gonna ride with you because she a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? So if a lot of you got to find you a whore who a real nigga. Cause she gonna let you be know, hey, I might best with a couple niggas now, but I got you though.
Anytime Wayne calls, she got her.
No, I'm telling you, and she said she told her husband that. I got you though. Like if you whatever you need, but hey, it's a couple niggas, man. I might pull up on them. See, you got to keep it playing, but make sure you come back with some bread, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. It ain't terrible. You got to know the game that you're playing. You got to know who you with. See, this is the point that I be telling y'all, and it's not just with this situation, just in life. Period. Stop seeing stuff for how you want it to be. If this person telling you straight up, this is what it is, but she doing this, and this. What you care what she doing with her vagina? The stuff that she doing for you is more valuable than her body. Because you know what she doing? She look at man, there's men who ain't never felt love from a woman who they weren't blood related to. They don't even know what that's like. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. So you got some whores that they gonna give you that. That's why the niggas be stuck, man. Ain't no woman never cared for me like this before. It don't even be you don't never hear the niggas talk about none of the freaky stuff she be doing. You don't hear none of them niggas talk about that. About Corinne, you don't hear none of them niggas talk about the freaky stuff she be doing. I'm talking about the niggas who fooled with her. Man, that nigga don't count. He on drugs. I mean, but they say Jadakiss gave her that name. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the dudes you hear when they talk about her, how she say them niggas light up. They're not talking about her sexual prowess. They talking about her as a woman. Like, oh, she did this for me. She did that for me. She did this. She did that. You have to sit back and look at that. I'm just saying for women who be like, why the whores always winning? Because they care, ho. That's why. You don't care. You don't care. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I seen that. But you got to remember, look how young he was. But guess what? When you say, nigga say she taught him how to do laundry, you missing the whole point. That means she seen this man had a deficiency in his life. She didn't belittle him. She didn't mock him. She didn't do none of that. She came through with care and love. Now let me show you how to do this here. Woo, woo. So that shows you on another level probably what she did for him in entirety. You know what I'm saying? Probably didn't act. You know one thing that a lot of women do that mess up though? Nigga do something, you be quick to tell him, I told you so or you was wrong. You know what I'm saying? A chick who really fool with you, she ain't gonna do nothing but sit there and look at you. She ain't even got to say nothing. You already know what time it is. They don't do no nagging, they don't do no nothing. She ain't gonna say nothing other than, well, shoot, we just gotta figure it out. Cause she down with it. See, so you gotta find you a whore who on your team. If you're gonna fool with a whore. A lot of these do fool with a whore because they just want somebody pretty with them. This is why Proverbs tell you don't lust after a woman's beauty with your eyelids, because that's how you get God. You know what I'm saying? People be wanting to hear that, man. I'm just telling you what I know. He said, them the ones you leave the straps at the house type of harlot. You ain't lying. Let me see what say. It was just talking to a Lyft driver last week. Same thing happened to him. Left his first wife for the one he has now, and he regrets it. He compromised his respect. He said, be honest with you, you could make a case like Rahab was like that. Very loyal harlot, but ultimately was her faith. And I'm telling you, that Rahab is a good example because she was a real deal. It says she was a harlot. It says she was a harlot. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, Brother Craig, man. No, I mean, that's a fair assessment. What you say? She's showing, but she giving you the difference. She giving you the wife experience. And that's what dudes be looking for, a woman who gives him the wife experience. Some women don't give a man a wife experience, but want to be a wife. It's the same thing like when you meet a stripper, strippers get dudes because she gives him the girlfriend experience. That's what she's trained to do, to make you think that, boy, she fool with you, this how you come up off the bread. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of women get messed up at, because they be like, I done told others before. You never alter who you are for no man. So like, say if you like to cook, it don't matter if you cook for this man or not, if that's what you do. If he was to take advantage of that, he's not taking advantage of you. He's taking advantage of himself because this is what I do. So I'm just going to take that away from you and you're going to be out of gas because this is who I am. This is what I do. I'm not necessarily doing this to win your favor. This is who I am. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women don't give a dude the wife experience so he don't be locked in with you like that. You know what I'm saying? It's more so what can he do for me? Everything he can do for me, he got to do for me. I ain't doing nothing for him. Because some women tell you got to be mean to him. But that only works with a sucker. You know what I'm saying? And you dealing with a man, he gonna be like, man, that whole crazy man, what's wrong with this? Cut off. When you dealing with dudes, especially at least with a celebrity dude, say with her, they don't really care about her being loose with her loins. Most dudes really don't care. They say they care, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they can be lying. Same way women talking about they don't want no man who knocking down a whole bunch of women. You lying. You don't want no dude the other women don't want. I've heard women say out their mouth, don't nobody like this nigga? What's wrong with me? I've heard women say this out their mouth. Like, don't nobody want you? At least being honest. Do you remember that conversation we had a long time ago when I asked you, did you really care about a man cheating on you? Was it him sleeping with another woman or was it him lying? And most people said it was him lying. You know why though? The reason why I say that is because most dudes, if they step to most women, if he's a man that woman feel like is worth sharing, they don't care. If he's honest, they don't care. See, they care when it's a dude like, nigga, you work at McDonald's. You smell like French fries. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be like, oh no, I'm not telling you this is right or wrong. I'm telling you what I've observed in life. And I'm not saying every woman gonna go for that, but what I'm telling you, it's a lot of dudes, they like whores. They just get on the internet and lie. And act like they want virgins and this, that, and the third. Most don't. I'm talking about, man, you can't be just no whore. No, if you a whore in the bedroom, baby, you got experience. Because where did you learn that from? How often you been practicing? Hey, perfect. I mean, most dudes, they like that. They just don't like the. They don't like, but we all men in here, we know. We know. These dudes be lying. Yeah, they got great personalities. He just loose with a loin. No, but most women who think they wives don't do that. That's the thing. This is the difference. I'm just trying to give y'all some game so your children don't get caught up. I'm be honest with you. Most women think they're wives when they're not. Most women think they're enjoyable to be around when they're not. You know what I'm saying? So when you see these dudes gravitate to these certain type of women and you wonder why, it's because she's pleasant to be around. He knows she a freak. He knows she done been with 30, 40, 50 dudes, but she pleasant to be around and she freaky, so he cool with it. Then there's men who don't get women like that. And then he run across this woman who is the freakiest freak of all freaks. He ain't finna let her go. He ain't finna let her go. You know what I'm saying? He finna kill her and her whole family if she try to leave. And y'all be wondering why he be acting like that. You done gave this man that jump from the back. He done lost his mind. You know what I'm talking about? He said, nobody ever did me like this before. And he knew she was a hoe. He didn't care. I love her. You don't know her like I know her. We've all heard dudes say this, bro. You don't know her like I know her. Bro, she's a runner. You know what I'm talking about? She's a runner. You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro, you don't know, bro. I'm telling you. You know, you done heard that. All of us done heard that before. At least one from one dude in your lifetime. I'm talking about, boy, the nigga hit you with, well, you don't know her like I know her, bro. He in love. Everybody in the neighborhood done matter. He don't care. You know what I'm saying? But then the dudes round the way know why, like, he like her like that. She cool as hell. And she gonna look out. She gonna break bread and everything. No problem. Like, she not finna stress you. She ain't finna do none of that. But she don't want to be tied down, though. And that's where them dudes get crossed in the game, because you trying to wife her and lock her down, and she ain't on that. She ain't on that. You know what I'm saying? She like, we could kick it and all. I ain't trying to be like, married or nothing. And then when they, they feel like they done got too old, they're trying to get the duck who gonna take care of me and call it a day. That's how the game goes. Nigga, you say, man, I'm finna long go. Let me tell you, man. You say most men do care, but it's really based on and I understand because you're speaking from your personal perspective, and I can't ridicule that or say nothing against that. I can tell you from what I done seen in Duval County, well, these niggas don't care. These niggas don't care. Look here, it's 5 niggas, well, 1, 2, it's 4, 5 of us in here who from here, and we know. You see how they were laughing because we all done seen it before. Yeah, shoot, that's good. They say he done seen. He been in New York City. I know he seen it. It's probably what you see here probably multiplied by 5 in NYC. Dudes know that's that's a scallywag. Nah, bro. I'm telling you, bro, you don't know her like that. I'm taking her home to mama. For real, man. I'm telling you, it's just different. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you what happens. What happens? I'm trying to help y'all understand when you be like, why they be going over there messing with these type of women? This is why. You know what I'm saying? Because she care about making him feel fantastic when he's with her. And I'm not talking about even sexually. Just like making him feel fantastic when everything, like when you got stress, I'm going to get that stress off your back. You need this, you need that. And you looking at why he go over there, but you don't do none of that. That's why he go over there. He come to you like, God damn, I got to go in the house with her. I'm not talking about the responsibility. We can listen, there's a difference. We talking about dudes who he go over here with this woman, but he still pay his bills and take care of his wife, take care of his kids. He still do all of that. I'm just saying he still do all of that. I'm just trying to let you know why they go over there with them type of women. That's why. You wonder, like she just said, everybody light up when they talk about Corinne. There's a reason for that. You know, when you think she having sex with all these men, why? You notice none of them don't care. And all of them would be like, if I could get back with her, I would. Now, what that tell you? She knows some things. And it ain't just the freaky stuff either. The reason why I tell you that is because you can be a freak, but if you ain't got nothing other than the freaky stuff, nobody wants to stay around you. Okay, once I've had sex with you X amount of times, okay. Now what? You know what I'm saying? That white man, Bill Maher, made a statement years ago. He said, show me a beautiful woman and I'll show you a man who's tired of having sex with her. You know what I'm saying? Look how beautiful Halle Berry is. No one can stand to be around this woman. Can't stand to be around this woman. So there's something going on with her personality and character. Like nobody want to be around you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody likes you. You think you're a great woman, but nobody likes you. This is the same way dudes who get money, they think they're the greatest man in the world. No, and he can't keep a woman because nobody likes you. You're not nice to be around. You know what I'm saying? Like that junk means something. It's not just what you do with your loins. Are you pleasant to be around? Do you have an engaging personality? Are you funny? Are you like? It's not a lot of women who are funny, like genuinely funny. That's rare. Look at Doris. I'm funny. Yeah, maybe funny to your friends, not funny to men. You assuming that more? No, it's not necessarily about being visually appealing. You say you got some trophy harlot out here. She just ain't a wife material. Not for real. For real. You say like the movie Pretty. Yeah. You look at Pretty Women, Pretty Woman. Man, they fell in love with a prostitute. I'm just trying to help you see the aspect of human behavior. It's not the heart on that particular point. If you see things, you want to delve underneath the surface instead of responding, why are people like this? They like this because this person is supplying something, and other people look at why them? Well, it's something that they're supplying. Like, you know, the Poor Minds podcast, like you look at that chick, look at her personality. Dudes gonna want to be around her. You know what I'm saying? And she could, and I'm not saying she could have had sex with 100 men and dudes wouldn't care. Because she's enjoyable to be around, and she gonna look out for you, and she gonna do this, and she gonna do that, and she gonna do this. And you might be never been with nobody, but you're not pleasant to be around. So dude be like, no. Then you can't be unpleasant to be around average looking or bad body, that's a terrible combination. That's like being an ugly nigga and broke. You got to pick a struggle. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, man. Where we at with it?
Psalm 78.
Go ahead. Psalm 78 with the parable. But no, I'm just letting you know, man, like,
Say, give ear, O my
that's how you
people,
treat people.
to my law, and incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable.
In a parable.
I will utter dark sayings of old.
Notice, dark sayings of what?
Of old.
Now, it says this man to have understanding of dark sentences. So even when you look at, say, a parable, when he said, upon this rock, I'm going to build my church, that's a parable. When Paul talking about being a master builder, this is a parable. It's talking about something else. You know what I'm saying? It's a enigmatic or a riddle, but there's an understanding to it. Go to Ecclesiastes 12:9, then we get back on track. Like you say, somebody finna log off the next two. I'm telling you, man, I done seen a few things, man. You know what I'm saying? I done told y'all before, man, some of the favorite women I known in my life were whores. You know what I'm saying? Cool as hell, down with a nigga too, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, I also had a different type of mind frame. I didn't care what a woman did with her vagina because it's none of my business. You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm not with you, I really don't care what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Just on the simple fact because I don't have any control over it. So I'm not finna be stressing myself out by where you at and what you doing. Even now, shoot, my old lady know you got a husband. I catch you out of pocket, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I'm not finna be stressing myself by where you at, what you doing, who you with. I ain't doing all of that. I'm not doing all of that. It's better things to invest your thoughts, energy, and emotion into than stressing yourself out by where a woman at and what she doing. Because if you're doing all that, that means you got a true, real deal, true whore on your hands. Why did you wife her? You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing all that. Because at the end of the day, you know you got a husband. So that's it. No, that's just how I see it. Because if you do that, it's just going to be emblematic of your character. Then I know how to adjust and deal with you. You got to go. Ain't there nothing for me to discuss. I'm not dealing with that person. I told you that a couple weeks ago. I can't tell y'all what y'all would do, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm good on that person. You know what I'm saying? We just going to figure this out with the churn and we just going to go from there. I wouldn't give a damn. You know what I'm talking about? But nevertheless, when we younger, like, come on, man, I'm 20, 21, 22, 23 years old. You expecting this woman to love you and be with you forever? Are you serious? We from Jacksonville. Like, we from Jacksonville. You know who you around. Like, be serious with your own self. Y'all be wanting to get with people who you know ain't about nothing. Like, come on, man. I know she ain't about nothing. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna be together. It's gonna be me and you. Come on, man. I know this girl. Nah, you look out for me. That's all I care about. And you know why? Because I told you this before, and I ended with this here. It is nothing for a woman to give a man her body. Do that like anything. But for a woman to invest in whatever you got going on, a woman to take the time and care to feed you or to help contribute to the process of your progress, that means mentally and emotionally she fool with you. And to me personally, that's way more valuable than her vagina. Because that means here, she see him, I fool with him. So whatever he got going on, I'm trying to push that forward. A woman can see a dude who she turns her on and she can have sex with him that day and never think about that dude ever again in her life. Because I know, some dudes don't think women can do that, but yeah, they can. They can see a dude, he busts up a back, appreciate the penis, go on about your business, and never think about him again. That's why I'm saying it's valuable, but sex ain't that valuable. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because a woman's body is valuable, is precious, because you should protect the sanctity of your body. But what I'm saying is the act of sex in itself isn't valuable in this society because people just do it with no thoughts, care, concern, or regard. So me knowing that at a young age, like I know that. So I know her having sex with me don't mean she fool with me. That means she's attracted to me. You know what I'm saying? But do she fool with me? That's more important. He said, I'm still there. Those sayings are old are a big deal. If they were old to the prophets, that they're powerful enough to stand the test of all time. That's real. And we could get Job 24. Run Job 24 real fast. Let's start at verse 1 though.
What you said?
Job 21. No, I'm saying that, and I'm because I was talking to Jimmy about this like maybe a month or so ago. Like, as a man, you have to know the difference. Somebody giving you sex is not as valuable as you think it is, unless you're a virgin. If that woman ain't no virgin, then she done had sex before. You see what I'm saying? So that's not valuable. But if she fool with you, like she down with you, and she gonna ride with you, that's more valuable. Because that means there's an internal investment that this woman is making in you. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you before, you got women who will give you vagina before she give you some money. You know what I'm saying? But if she give you money, if she say, hey, you selling hot dogs, I'm going to help make the buns, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Like, oh, boy, she fool with you. You know what I'm saying? If you dead broke and she can't feed the both of y'all and y'all eating off the same plate, boy, she fool with you. Like if a woman sit here and say, man, I cooked you such and such, such and such. Do you understand when a woman go in the kitchen, man, if she a real, any type of woman, her making food is to nurture your soul because she care about your physical development and nourishment? Which is why I understand why a lot of women be like, I ain't cooking for this dude. Because I don't fool with you like that. You know what I'm saying? I remember as a chick, young chick I knew, she told me, I ain't cooking for these men. I say, you just saying that because you ain't met a nigga you like. And you know what she doing right now? Cooking for a nigga. And you know why she cooking for that nigga? Because she like him. You know what I'm saying? The type of man she is, she like, yeah, I'm going to take care of him. He going to be good. That's all it is, man. It's the internal thing, man. Once you remove the illusion that you have as it pertains to sexual intercourse in this society, not idealistically what it should be. Idealistically, people should have never been with anybody except the person you marrying, but that's not the reality of the country that we live in. You know what I'm saying? So you have to deal with reality. Reality is people jumping out of both pants legs. You know what I'm saying? They passing it around like Halloween candy. So you can't overvalue that. So you have to look at this person's character and their investment and how they fool with you. And if you see like, oh, they fool with you, then you know what time it is. Go ahead, bro. Proverbs, Job 21.
Take then answered Zophar the Naamathite and said, therefore do my thoughts cause me to answer, and for this I make haste. I have heard the check of my reproach, and the rock of my understanding caused me to answer. Know you not this of old, since man was placed upon the arrest.
That the triumph of the wicked
is short,
and the joy of the hypocrite,
but for a moment.
Though his excellency mount up to Shamaim,
and his head reaching to the clouds, yet he shall perish forever. Like
now listen, he say, man, like he said, right? Read verse 4 again.
Say, know you not, this is of old, since man.
He said, you ain't known this from the old, since man was put on the earth. Now that's what E point was like. This man word been standing since the days of old to this very moment. Because he said, you ain't heard from the days of old, sinners gonna die. So when you take go to Ecclesiastes 12:9. When you take these dark sayings that this man is supposed to understand, they keep on rolling, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not a light matter. Go ahead, Ecclesiastes 12:9.
He's saying, moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yea, he gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs.
Many what?
Many proverbs.
He said in order what?
Many proverbs.
What else he do?
The preacher sought to find out acceptable words.
Even?
That which was written upright, words of truth.
Now, that man of dark sentences, he ain't teaching out words of truth, but he's going to be able to set in order those proverbs to deceive people. He going to know just enough word to get you. That's why you have to know it. That's why I was mentioning when Buddy say things, okay, you say you're a prophet, he came to you in a vision or a dream. We throw people off of that all the time. I'm hungry to say, why these men ain't prophesying? They don't need to prophesy. Ain't nothing for them to prophesy about. You got the word. You know what I'm talking about? But for some people, we want extras. I told you that. Some people want miracles. Some people want all the stuff in the days of old. You know what I'm saying? You don't need all that stuff now. You got the word. The testimony of Yahushua is the Ruach of prophecy. Ain't no need for no more prophecy. You got the word. Next time the two prophets pop up on the scene, they telling you to get right. Destruction coming.
So that's a bit easy as nobody doing works.
Remember, the miracles is for people who don't believe. That's why people want to see miracles, because you niggas don't believe. We a whole bunch of people say we believers, but you want to see somebody raise somebody from the dead. You want to see somebody heal a nigga because you don't believe. The word is not enough for you. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm telling you, man, just like you say, Big Reason said this, man, I done heard so many people say, man, why people ain't healing nobody? Why ain't nobody doing this and ain't nobody doing that? Because you niggas don't believe for real. So the power not going to be there in the first place because you don't even believe for real. That's what they want, but it's the net of it because they don't believe. They just really don't believe. The word itself is not enough for them. Abraham didn't need to see no miracle. You know what I'm saying? He didn't need to see no miracle. The word was enough. Noah didn't see no miracle. The word was enough. For a lot of these dudes, when I say a lot, I'm talking about 98, 99%. The word is not enough. They need extra. That's what remember. And remember, y'all know that's in 1 Corinthians 14. Paul say prophesying is for believers, but signs and miracles are for unbelievers. You know what I'm saying? Speaking in tongues don't do nothing for a believer. That's for a nigga who don't believe. You know what I'm saying? Healing the maimed and healing the sick. That's not for believers. That's for people who don't believe. Somebody who don't believe and see that is going to be like, oh, God with him. But if you say you believe, you ain't supposed to believe off the miracle. Case in point, when you look at Exodus, before Moses and Aaron came out, this is Exodus chapter 4, they showed signs to them people after they came with that word because they didn't know you. When you look at when Mashiach came and then with the apostles afterwards, they didn't know he was the Son of God. That's why he was working miracles. Why did he have the apostles working signs and wonders? Because nobody accepted him. So this is for people who don't believe. You had a whole bunch of people who didn't believe. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people don't, man. And that's why I tell you to look at the word, look at the nuance, pay attention to it, and you can understand, okay, this is why I go like this is why I go like that. That's why Paul say, are all prophets, are all workers of miracles? That man told you that the spiritual gift you should covet the most is prophesying, because he say that edify the body. These niggas don't care about building up the people. They don't care about that. Yeah, it's the ministering of the word. The movement of the word is the most important thing. It's the most important thing. But what was that, man? No, come on back to 1 Kings 5:1. Let's get back on that. Oh, we were talking about how, he going. No, we good on that. Right, we were talking about how David couldn't build the house because he was a bloody man. Now I want you to go to and this goes into what we were talking about last night when he said, "Oh, don't touch me. I haven't ascended to my Father." Right. So come on back to 1 Kings 5:1. We start out because this chapter ain't that long.
It's saying Hiram, king of Tyre, sent the servants unto Solomon, for he had heard that they had anointed him king in the room of his father.
They anointed him what?
King
in the what?
In the room of his father.
Now let's sit back and look at how they anointed him king in the room of his father. First thing I want you to do is go to Luke 1:30. Then from Luke 1:30 to Matthew 26:14.
And the Malachim said unto her, fear not, Mary, for you have found favor with Elohim. Behold, you shall conceive in your womb and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Yahushua.
What else?
He shall be great and shall be called the Son of the Highest.
What else?
And the Lord Elohim shall give unto him the throne of his father David.
What else?
He shall reign over the house of Jacob forever, and of his kingdom there shall be no end.
What else?
They said Mary to the Malachim, how shall this be? Saying,
oh, that's good. He said he'll sit on the throne of his father, who?
David.
Now let's go to Matthew 26:14. Let's see him being anointed in his father's house. As king, if you would.
Matthew what?
26:14. Now I know some people gonna look at that stuff we were talking about before about them whores. Don't get in your feelings about it. Accept reality. No, man, listen, man, I'm gonna tell y'all something about me, man, if you ain't figured that out. I don't talk about, if I mention certain things, that don't mean I condone it. Don't even mean that I agree with it. But I accept reality for what reality is, and then we have to have the tools and the ability to navigate around the reality of the life that we living in, not the life that we feel it should be. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, life, what's going on outside is what's going on outside. Like I said, a lot of women want to understand why dudes do that. That's why. I didn't say you had to like it. You know what I'm talking about? And I ain't saying you got to emulate her loose loin behavior. You know what I'm saying? But the truth is though, because dudes be lying. Dudes be liking slower stuff. They really do. You know what I'm saying? They really do. I ain't saying every man do, but I say it's 50-50. I think a lot of dudes just be capping on the internet, and I'm really being generous about 50-50 because it's probably 70-30. Dudes who like slowers. You know what I'm saying? They'll be 100% honest with you.
Some of them haven't experienced it.
That is a fact, and that's probably why they don't like them, because they ain't never experienced one. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm being honest with you, it's more slowers than ladies out here. Let's keep it a bean. It ain't like it's an abundance of ladies out here. Just like it's not an abundance of honorable men out here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody swear up and down they are a great man and woman. Somebody lying. Somebody got to be a whore out here. Somebody got to be trash out here. Everybody can't be great. You know what I'm saying? How many women you know ever said, I'm a terrible woman? Look here, man. I seen a video of this chick. She talking about a nigga hit her phone up talking about Grand Rising Queen, this, that, and the third. She said, I don't know what's wrong with that nigga. I'm a bitch. That's what she said. But she was keeping it a bean. Listen, man, I told her before. This something I learned when I was in the 9th grade. It was the dude, and the crazy part is the woman who said this, she's a stripper right now. She damn near 50. You know what I'm saying? Still look phenomenal, though. I ain't gonna take that from her. You know what I'm saying?
What's her name?
You probably know her. And she posts a lot. You know what I'm saying? She posts a lot. Because look here, man. On my ancestry, I can show you the yearbook picture with me with this girl this woman in here. You know what I'm saying? Like she graduated 2 years before me. When I say she damn near 50, she damn near 50. You know what I'm saying? But yes. You know what I'm saying? She looks phenomenal. She don't look a day over 30. Yeah, she don't look a day over 30. I'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Because I graduated in 98. She graduated in 96. You know what I'm saying? So, but now it was a dude, he was trying to do right by her. And I remember her looking at me like, man, this nigga doing this here. He like, man, don't he know I ain't worth all that? And that's when I realized, like, hey, boy, if a woman is a certain type of woman and you doing X, Y, Z, she don't think you're a duck. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you might feel about this woman, she don't feel that way about herself. You know, another thing I learned as a young man, that the most beautiful women I ever seen were some of the most insecure, wretched, miserable people I had ever encountered. You know what I'm saying? And dudes will see them and thinking, oh man, she just that, then the third. Man, that woman don't feel like that about herself. The only attention she get from men is in a sexual nature. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody don't really, and she got stuff that doesn't happen to her. So she don't even view herself like you view her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, man, I learned that junk early, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't see life for what you want it to be, man. There's people out here got all type of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, it ain't what you think. You know what I'm saying? Because you thinking if you do this to this woman, she gonna love your dirty draw. No, she not. You know what I'm saying? You got dudes who think if they make that woman his whole life and his priority, that's gonna make her love his dirty draws. And it's not. She gonna be like, this nigga's a sucker. Because all he wanna do is like this here, like it don't, you ain't got nothing going on but me. No, nigga, go do something. Stay away from me. You always want to talk to me. Go talk to your, like dudes find this out the hard way. Because nobody tell them, because y'all be lying. You know what I'm saying? Because you tell dudes you want dudes to do this, and then when they do it, they get a different reaction. You know what I'm saying? And then they wonder, why did she mess with a dude with no job? Well, you know why? Because dudes with no job sling better penis. You know what I'm saying? And then women like the ability to try to, this is why dudes do this with the word. And I'm telling you, this is why dudes be chasing people down trying to get in the word, because they want to save somebody like they wanted somebody to save their mama. Everybody got a savior complex. You want to save somebody. You want to change somebody. Instead of, you know what? That nigga don't want to work. I like to work. I like to pay my bills and have a man who can, you know, not take all my money. I think I'm a pass. You know what she thinks she do? I think my cooking and vagina is good enough for him to want to get a job and love me. No, he's never going to love you, man. He's going to climb on top of you. He's going to drive your car and bring it back with no gas. You know what I'm talking about? He's going to always be stealing out of your purse. He's going to be late to pick you up from work because he was at another whole house. You know what I'm saying? He's going to do all of that. No, seriously, like what he said, man, it's a savior complex. This ain't no woman thing. This is a human thing. Too many people have a savior complex. You hear it with them dudes in the word all the time. Like, I'm gonna make these people here. Nah, bro. Nah. I ain't got no savior complex. Well, I'm gonna let you drown. I promise I'm gonna let you drown. I ain't gonna talk to you but a few times, and I'm gonna let you drown. And you know why? Because I come from a family of people who I'm gonna let you swim in the consequences of your actions. I'm not coming to save you like that. You know what I'm saying? Not when you being intentionally stupid. You're going to have to learn that this ain't what you do. A lot of us, you want to save people. You want to save friends. You want to save family members. You want to save this man. You want to save this woman. You know what I'm saying? When you know that you had no business dealing with these people. You should have never invested any quality time in this individual. This nigga should have never got your phone number. And if he did get your phone number from the first conversation, you should have known, even though I'm sexually attracted to this man, his mentality disgusts me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good. You know what you go to thinking? I can change it. And guess what? Men do it too. It's men who think they can turn a slower into a wife. Why you think the term "you can't turn a hoe into a housewife" come from? From goofy niggas who love slores. That's how you know that niggas love whores. Because there's no saying that you can't turn a whore into a husband. I'm trying to tell you, man. Stop trying to save people all the time, man. You can only save those who want to save themselves. You know what the song said? You know what the song say?
Don't say it.
She don't want. Look, see it. No, who sang it though? Don't you say J. Cole now?
That's why I know.
Don't say J. Cole now.
I don't know that.
That's why I said don't say who. That's why I said don't say J. Cole now. Gonna have to take you to the 901, man. You know what I said? It was a 910. It's one of them. It's gonna take you to Memphis. You don't know about Project Pat? Yeah, man. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what LaShawn say, Pastor Pat. Come on, let's get to it. That's right, Craig. It's a nice idea, but it's rarely reality. And all jokes aside, like we talked about a couple of weeks ago, is because a person has the physical aesthetic you want. So you think that you can download into their hard drive the software that you want them to have, but there's malware in there. That thing got a virus. You know what I'm talking about? That jump's gonna infect everybody, nigga. You ever seen a virus jump from computer to computer? Because niggas keep getting their floppy disk in the wrong hard drive. I'm trying to tell you. But see, this here ain't got nothing to do with intercourse. This about you trying to merge your mentality with somebody who got malware. Now you pick that junk up and you spread it. Everybody you come across, the piece of that sour mentality this person got, you taking it from person to person because you ain't had no business inserting your floppy disk in there. Again, I ain't talking about no intercourse. When you get intimately involved with somebody, you start merging thought processes and you start picking up some of their mentality too if you round them enough and you talking to them enough. You know what I'm saying? Now you infected with the same malware they got. You know what I'm saying? And now you finna take it and infect other people because that's how viruses spread from computer to computer. At least back in the day, probably not now because I don't think people should use floppy disks no more. You gotta do all that. All you gotta do is a little, thumb drive. Yeah, they got the cloud. They ain't gotta do that no more. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? You got to be careful, man. Like people make you feel like you being unmerciful when you be like, nigga, no. I'm quick for a nigga, no. Nigga, no. You know what I'm saying? I'm good on you. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you got to identify what type of person you're dealing with. First quarter. And then deal with them accordingly. That don't mean you be mean to them. That don't mean you can be unmerciful to them. You know what I'm saying? Don't mean that. Say she gonna take the jab. You know what I'm saying? She talking about to get rid of the virus. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, and you know what that jab is to get rid of that malware? A hard injection of adversity or truth. And it's usually for most people, it'd be adversity for you to realize I gotta stop doing this. You know what I'm saying? People don't be want to hear that though. Go ahead, man. Where we at with it?
Matthew 26 and 14.
Come on with it.
Say then one of the 12 called Judas Iscariot went unto the chief priests and said unto them, what will you give me, and I will deliver him unto you? They covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver, and from that time he sought opportunity to betray him. Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Yahushua, saying unto him, where were you that we prepared for you to eat the Passover? And he said, go into the city to such a man and say unto him, the master said, a time is at hand, I will keep the Passover at your house with my disciples.
That's right.
The disciples did as Yahushua had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover.
Oh, in verse 6, I got you. I went past it, my bad. This is Matthew 26 and 6, my bad. I do that every time with that story too. Every time.
And say now when Yahushua was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there
That's
came
it.
unto him a woman having an alabaster box,
This is for him being anointed a king in his father's room.
a very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Yahushua understood, he said unto them, why trouble you the woman? For she hath brought a good work upon you.
That's right.
For you have the poor always with you, but me you have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Truly I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this woman have done.
Now let me show you, because somebody say it said that's for his burial, not for him to be a king. Psalms 2:1.
Why do the heathen rage? And people imagine a vain thing. The kings of the Arad set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahuwah.
That's right.
And against his anointed.
That's right.
Saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth Shamahim shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure.
What did he say?
Yet have I set my king upon my Kadash hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. Yahuwah hath said unto me,
This day
you are my son.
I have
begotten you.
So when did he beget it? Oh, when he rose him from the dead. Go ahead. Ask me.
And I shall give you the heathen for your inheritance and the uttermost parts of the Iraq.
Now, did he say he set his king in his Kadash hill? So that's the part of his anointing. He doesn't become king until he raised from the dead. And then he be called the son of the highest. Then he get the throne of his father David. But see, before he sit on the throne, though, the house got to be built. You know what I'm saying? Because the temple ain't built yet. Because remember, what was David's desire?
To build a house for you.
But and he said because it had, and what did Yahuwah tell him? I never asked anybody for a place of my rest. But when we read John 14, John 15, where he said he would like to rest in, even in Leviticus 26, which is mentioned in 2 Corinthians 6, he desires to walk in you and dwell in you. 2 Corinthians 6 and 18. Go ahead.
Saying he will be a father unto you, and you shall be my sons and daughters, saith the Lord Almighty.
Back it up to 16. I might have skipped it.
And saying, what agreement had the temple of Elohim with idols? For you are the temple of the living Elohim, as Elohim have said.
What he said?
I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I'll be their Elohim, and they shall be my
So
people.
his desire is to dwell in you. So this is the aspect of what we're looking at when we come to 1 Kings, because this is preparing to build the temple. That's what 1 Kings 5 is about. So we know what is the preparation of building the temple. Let's go to John 2 and 14.
And found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves, and the changers of money sitting. When he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables. And said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence, make not my Abba's house a house of merchandise. And his disciples remembered that it was written.
What it was written?
The zeal of your house have eaten me up.
What else?
Then answered the Yahudim and said unto him, what sign show you unto us, saying that you do these things?
Pause. He said, what?
What sign?
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all know a miracle is a sign, right? And you know what he said in Matthew 16. What type of generation seek after a sign? And he said, no sign would be given. And that's why these niggas don't get one. I don't think dudes realize that, because that's what it said. That's not what I said. That's what he said. Straight up and down. He said a wicked generation seek after a sign, and no sign would be given. Then he say the Greeks seek after knowledge, and the Jews seek after a sign. Why do the Jews seek after a sign? Because the Jews don't believe. That's why you're seeking after that. Now you can take that and you can do whatever you want to with it. You can call me whatever you want to call me. Take that up with God when you see him, because I personally don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because look here, man, I done told the nigga before. If this man say he moonwalked on the moon, then that's enough. I don't need to see no proof. If he said that's what it is, then that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no extras to believe this man. See, Will ain't in here, boy. But we were riding the other day, boy. I don't know what that was we seen, man. That jump was wild, boy. And if that nigga wasn't in the car, boy, a nigga wouldn't believe me, boy. It was like a flash or something. And we were coming off the Fuller Warren on 95, right before Emerson, boy. And it was like some type of orange type light, man, came out of nowhere, like flashed in the middle of the sky, man, and disappeared. I said, my God, today. I said, I don't know what that is. I said, that wasn't no lightning either. Ask that nigga when you see him, man. I ain't lying to you. And I ain't got no explanation on what that was. I was telling Judah that, man. Dog, he told me, here you go, nigga. I said, nigga, I ain't never told you I seen no junk like that before, but I seen that day, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that was. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it wasn't no Northern Lights, because the sky was blue. I know the Northern Lights was out, Mika. I know that, but that's gonna be a whole show. We ain't gonna get no Northern Lights in Jacksonville.
It was close.
Man, me and Will were riding. I don't know what day that was. I think it was Tuesday, Monday, I don't know. But he was taking me, I had to go quote this job in Jack's Beach. You know what I'm saying? So he took me down there, man. We come across the Fuller Warren right before you get to the exit. Emerson on 95, man. Boy, we seen a flash of oranges light just come out of nowhere and disappear. You know what I'm saying? I thought about the Northern Lights because I heard people talking about that. He said we too far south.
That was at nighttime though. For the Northern Lights.
Yeah, this was in the middle of the day. You know what I'm saying? But this was like noon.
I only heard Northern Lights like the street.
Yeah.
That's all.
No, I'm saying Mika mentioned it because I thought about that. Mika, no cap, because I seen people talking about they were looking at the Northern Lights like, in passing. Like I seen an article about it. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't no Northern Lights though, because I know that's gonna light up the whole sky. This wasn't no whole bunch of light. It was just like and as soon as we seen it, as soon as it was gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga, what is that? You know what I'm talking about? I don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't finna speculate on what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you ask him, he seen it. Like as fast as it appeared, it was gone. He said we only 30 degrees. Yeah, I thought about that after the fact too, because we all the way in the south, man. You know what I'm saying? Boy, I seen that there though. You know what I'm saying? I seen that there, man. I don't know what that was. Like it wasn't something like started at the top of the sky and fell. Like that junk was like literally, like if you were in the car and it's like overhead, that junk flashed and was gone. I don't know what that was, bro. For real. Go ahead, man. Hey, Mama Steph. Say reports say they were seen in Florida. I can't, but I don't think you would see that in the daytime though. It was at noon. It was in the middle of the day.
Yahushua answered and said unto them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. Then said the Yahudim, 46 years was this temple in building, and will you rear it up in 3 days?
But he spake.
But the temple of his body. When therefore he was risen from
Yeah,
the
see,
dead.
I've seen about shooting stars though. That wasn't no shooting star because the shooting star gonna start at the top of the sky and go down. This wasn't even something that long. Like this junk literally flashed in the middle of the sky and was gone. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen a shooting star before. I know they usually starts at like the top of the sky, and then you see it kind of. This junk didn't like go towards the ground. That junk flashed and disappeared.
Was it 3 days ago?
What day was 3 days ago?
Saturday? Or Wednesday?
Yeah. Man, go get D. Ask her what day she went and did their hair. There, ask D what day she went to the salon and did hair.
Yeah, people don't make TikTok 3 days ago, but
What, here?
in Florida, yeah.
I don't know what that junk was, bro. That junk was wild. Tuesday. I don't know what it was, man. Could have been a shooting star, could have been a known light. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I genuinely don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making a proclamation. This is what I seen. I don't know what that was. Go ahead, man. He said apparently they can't be said. What Mika just said. And I don't doubt it. I don't know what it was.
He said, when therefore he was risen from the dead, his disciples remembered that he had said this unto them, and they believed the scripture and the word which Yahushua
Oh, he said, the Quran said, according to Google, between 10 and 4 a.m. Well, it wasn't 10 or 4 a.m.
It was around 12.
It was around noon.
Yeah, it said media saying on the news. That's on first.
Yeah, that's what I think Judah did tell me that. No, that was Maine. That was Maine. Maine was telling me there was a meteor storm out there. Yeah, that's what I said. I said that when he told me that. Now you mentioned, I said that's plausible. But again, I'm not making a definitive statement on what that was. I don't know what that was. Now I was like, that's wild. Yeah, you know what I mean. But even if I think a meteor, I would think a meteor will at least start at the top of the sky. This one was like in the middle.
It got kind of like
me see.
Say Tuesday, 12:40.
That probably was it. That's about that time. That probably what it was. That's about around that time. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Satirically speaking, of course. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue on. Are there meteor showers? I don't know. We had an argument about that the other day about flat earthers and non-flat earthers. You know what I'm saying? They be getting into that. Because technically, if you don't believe there's space, then there would be no meteor. When I say not space, but spaces, we're taught that there would be no meteor shower. You know what I'm saying? Fat Boy just sent me a video of a dude saying that there's a Navy ship with some type of laser that doesn't bend to a curve. So I don't know about none of that stuff. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, when you fly over the clouds, you can see the sun ducking in the clouds. You know what I'm saying? Some old junk. You'd have to look into it yourself, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we are near Cape Canaveral. Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Cape Canaveral, about 2 hours from here. That's around Orlando, ain't it? Yeah.
A little bit past from them.
About 2 hours from here.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't actually, Cape Canaveral. I told y'all about the video I watched where the dude said that the Challenger was a hoax. And he said he went and found all the Challenger astronauts and they all still alive. Y'all too young to know about that. I did watch that live on television. Now, when you think about it, they really did set us up to view a traumatic experience in elementary school. Because there was a school teacher who was one of the astronauts, and then it exploded. And everybody in America who went to school in 1986 watched this live on television. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think about they made us watch the 9/11.
Yeah. Come on, Silvo. No, we finished with that. Yeah, I seen that. Even kept the same names. I ain't gonna lie. Them people look like them people too. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But now we look at it, right, that he's coming to build the house. But of course, he leads the apostles to be the one to build said house. Come back to 1 Kings 5:2, man. That junk was wild, bro. But that makes sense. That was probably a meteor then.
Saying Solomon sent to Hiram saying,
What he said?
You know how that David my father could not build a house until the name of Yahuwah his Elohim for the wars which were about him on every side, until Yahuwah put them under the soles of his feet.
Put what under the soles of his feet? Now we read Psalms 110. That house won't be completed till his enemies be under his feet. And go to 1 Corinthians 15 and 18 if you will. Go ahead.
Then they also which are fallen asleep in the Mashiach are perished. If in this life only we have hope in the Mashiach, we are all men most miserable. But now is the Mashiach risen from the dead and become the first fruits of them that slept.
That's right.
For since by man came death, by man came also the resurrection of the dead.
That's right.
For as in Adam all die, even so the Mashiach shall all be made alive. But every man in his own order, Mashiach the first fruits. Afterwards, they that are Mashiach's at his coming. Then comes the end when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Elohim, even the Abba, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. For he must reign till he have put all enemies under his feet.
Put reign to, did he just say that there, man? For which the wars which were about him on every side until Yahuwah put them under the soles of his feet. You know what I'm saying? Once he put the enemies under David's feet, then the house could be built. So once Yahushua put death under his feet, now this is the completion. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Now because we can commence on building the house.
So the last enemy that shall be destroyed is death.
See, the house couldn't start to be built until the Lord rose from the dead. Once he stamped on that enemy right there, man, now we can start building the house. See, my dog sent me a video, man. Somebody asking the UPK, if you're not a part of UPK, can you not get salvation? Can you get? And he was like, you can't even get it if you ain't around here. Then they cut him short because he was finna say, because you're not gonna get the structure and accountability outside of here that you will get here. And to be fair, yeah, he did say that one. But to be fair though, if that part of his conversation would have came out, it probably wouldn't have sounded as bad. You know what I'm saying? Because the dudes got their feelings cut him off. I was telling somebody about that this morning. This is why dudes don't like the UPK for real. Because this happened the other day, right? They had a room talking about what's the standard in Israel. because of the dude with the loose penis and lying and whatnot. So when the two captains that we know that be in Grand Rising, they coming in there saying like the UPKs this, that, there, and the third. And remember, bro, we talking about people who are of the One West persuasion. Unfortunately, people who in this thing are separated by the doctrines and groups that they roll with. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to have a particular type of mentality. See, some of us, if we see them say, oh, you can't get salvation, we be like, them niggas crazy and keep it pushing. But dudes who are of that persuasion, they really be in their feelings about them saying they the home of the truth. Or if you're not under Commanding General Yohana, you're not, they be in their feelings by that. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you hear them explain their point of view on that, they really talking about from the aspect of you're not going to get the guidance, accountability, and instruction that you need to be saved. Me personally, nigga, there's no organization on earth that any of this man people belong to because nobody in the UPK died for me or rose from the dead. Just like ain't nobody in the Assembly of the Firstborn do it, ain't nobody in IOG do it, ain't nobody in IUIC do it, ain't nobody do it in straight way. This is not to belittle none of this stuff. That's why I mentioned our organization also. There is not a single congregation, camp, assembly, church, whatever you want to call it, under heaven where anybody died for this people. So therefore, I don't belong to any of these people. We belong to Hamashiach. So the objective is for all of us to come into a perfect man in him. But that's not the reality of what's going on out here. Because every time because when them boys were talking about what the standard was, these dudes got in their feelings. Because they think that people in the UPK think they better than them. I don't think them dudes think that they better than everybody else. I do think that they believe that they have a better doctrine than them. And I do believe that they think that they have better discipline than them. Now, whether that's the reality or not, I don't know. Because I'm not in the UPK, so I can't speak on that. You know what I'm talking about? Just like I wouldn't speak on anybody else's organization that I'm not in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't speak on that. You don't have direct experience. But I be noticing niggas be getting in their feelings, though. You know what I'm saying? I definitely be noticing that. So, you know, what can you do? But now the house is being built, and the objective is to bring in the necessary items in order to build the house. This is why he said, Peter, upon this rock I built my house. Because Peter is the first stone placed upon the chief cornerstone for the building of the house. Go to 1 Peter 2:4 and look at the statement here. Y'all know it. You know, I'm not an individual to be like some of them are mad. Like, y'all don't know who these people are. I know who these people are, obviously. There's a congregation called Genesis. They saying them boys ain't in the truth no more. And some people looking at it like what their statement is, but I know what they mean when they say they're not in the truth. They're saying that because them boys are teaching that Gentiles can be saved. So when you look at the doctrine that these boys come from, they teach that Gentiles can't be saved. So from their point of view, when they say they're not in the truth, they're not saying they're not in the truth because they're not a part of an organization. They're saying they're not in the truth because the doctrine is contrary to the doctrine they believe is the truth. This is what I mean by listening to stuff and not listening with your feelings, but listening with the understanding of the person who's talking so you can understand why they're saying what they're saying, even if you don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't agree with that statement. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also not of their persuasion. Because when they was having that room about what the standard was, I was going to go up there and give my 2 cents. And then you know what I remembered? I don't run in their circles. So let me stay out of that and let them handle that. Because I don't run in their circles. You know what I'm saying? Facts, man. Facts. In the beginning was the context. Like, you have to, like I mentioned that earlier, and that's kind of why I gave that synopsis about why dudes like loose women. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't listen with your feelings. You have to listen to what's being said. Is this reality? And when I say is this reality, is it this group of people's reality, not necessarily your reality? You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that we have to stop doing. You can't put your reality on another person, because that's not their reality. Like when we were having that conversation about what the standard is, and everybody screaming, "Oh, you need a book to tell you not to do X, Y, Z. You need a book." And see, they miss it. You talking about need a book? It's a book of instruction. Jackass, everybody needs instruction. The thought process that everything is just intrinsic, it's just pure folly. Everybody needs to be instructed on something. Guess what? If you come from a family of man whores, don't you think somebody would probably need to teach you probably shouldn't be sleeping with another man's woman? If you come from an environment where everybody doing it, you ain't gonna think nothing wrong with it. Like we were talking about the other day, do you realize how many R&B records that you love that are really records about somebody sleeping with another man's woman? A lot. So then you sit there and think about that you grow up watching movies, hearing songs, "I'll take your girl." A lot of people love that Usher song. He said, "Don't leave your girl around me." That's what he said. Don't leave your girl around me. True player for you. Not a player, you a sucker. It's 1,000,001 women out here, bro. Why you want another man's woman? And this ain't that you don't know she's another man's woman. You're directly telling a man, if you leave your woman around me, I'm asleep with her. Bro, I told him the other day, man, me and Fat Boy, man, we used to ride around in the tempo, man, blowing weed, listening to Mrs. Jones. Never realizing at 16, 17 years old, this man is singing about having sex with another man's wife. That's literally, me and Mrs. Jones got a thing going on. Think about that, man. And you riding around listening to this. This is seeping into your subconscious. You'll think ain't nothing wrong with that. Now not mess around and grow up in an environment and everybody doing this. You ain't gonna think it's wrong. Yeah, you might need some instruction to tell you, "Nah, son, we don't do that." Man, look at man, everybody ain't raised properly. He said that's why Dallas Alston punched her in the face. My God, today. Nah, seriously, bro. Man, you think about how many. Look at man. You look at the LL Cool J song he had with Total, "Lounging." It's literally about sleeping with another man's woman. That song he said, "Oh, you think money gonna keep it in line?" He's rapping about messing with another man's woman. Thinking another. Look here, man. Even doing it was talking about messing with another man's woman. You know what I'm saying? And these are the songs that I can think of off the top of my head. Chris Brown got a multitude of songs about messing with somebody else's woman. That Mario song, "You Should Let Me Love You," he's singing to another man's woman.
I was thinking, because I love the song, I was singing it in the kitchen. I was like, wait a minute. All about Joe, all the things.
That's another man. He's singing all the things your man won't do. He dirty macking. He dirty macking. He dirty macking. Anything. He said everything. He said he'll go down below. He won't. I will. Now think about that. I ain't even being funny. Like, look here, man. And you got women who make songs like that too. He's talking about you might have had him last night, but I got him all the time. I'll take your man. Come on, man. She say, "Sister, the weekend."
Yeah.
Now I'm mentioning this here because we'll sit here and say you should know that you shouldn't do that, but then you're in a society where you're bombarded with that all the time. And then if you live in an environment where people are doing it, you are not going to think that is wrong. You know what you think is going to be wrong? If this person beat me up. That's what you worry about, getting beat up. You don't think the action itself is wrong. You know what I'm saying? You got people talking about, put my side chick application in, my side dude application. People don't think this is wrong.
It made me think of the story that went viral about the girl Renee.
Oh, I heard about. I knew about that. In North Carolina, you can sue the side chick if you're legally married.
So of course she got to pay
1.7 million.
in January. So her ex-husband is suing the other guy,
Yeah.
and he got the same attorney that the girl Karen had.
Yeah, see, I don't even know them people, but I've seen cases previously of people in North Carolina suing for that.
Yeah. And then people on TikTok is defending the girl like Renee.
You know why? Because a lot of women in America are side chicks. They are. That's what I'm telling you that earlier. It is very few women that you can look at and say, this is a wife and a mother who is worthy of honor and respect. Because a lot of women are side chicks. Honestly, it's difficult as that may sound. You know what I'm saying? Just like a lot of dudes are side dudes and whores. A lot of dudes are not husbands. That's a certain type of character. We have to realize that taking on that title doesn't mean you're a husband and a wife. That's a character that a person possesses. Every woman doesn't have the character of a wife. Every man doesn't have the character of a husband. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to have the ability to discern if this person has that type of character. Because any woman who would defend a woman who lost a lawsuit for having sex with another woman's husband is a side chick. Because no wife would defend that. None. No woman who has whether she's legally married or not, she's not defending that. She's not defending that. Only a side chick would defend that. Oh, mama didn't know about Dirty Mackin'? He said, you was grown when I realized Shirley Murdoch, As We Lay was. So it was. As We Lay is definitely about messing with another woman's man. Yeah, Dirty Mackin' mama is when a man intentionally speaks down on another man to a woman in hopes that that woman will not want that man. That's what Dirty Mackin' is. So if you be like, okay, say, Leah, there's this dude over here, you like him, and I come through like, man, you want to mess with that nigga? That nigga ain't got no job. Man, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Nigga be wearing my clothes. He Dirty Mackin' because he's trying to ruin your image of him so you'll like him. That's Dirty Mackin'. Yeah, men don't approve of Dirty Mackin'. Yeah, we don't approve of Dirty Mackin'. She said that sounds like it is emotional guerrilla warfare, mama. That is the perfect way to put it. Dirty Mackin' is emotional guerrilla warfare. Huh? You ain't never heard Dirty Mackin' before?
No, I never heard of that either.
No, guerrilla warfare. No, Mother Steph say that's emotional guerrilla warfare. Say, what about Chris Brown singing about eating good and putting you to sleep? Absolutely, mama. I mean, that's the same thing Mother Strong like, yeah. And if it's not songs about committing adultery, it's songs about whoredom, period. You know what I'm saying? And if you consume that type of content enough, and if you're viewing that in your immediate environment, you think this is the way to behave. Like you don't think it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So when people say, oh, you need a book to tell you not to do X, Y, Z, nobody is taking in the environmental factors and upraising that a lot of people are not getting. Because I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people were not raised. They were maintained. We were talking about that earlier. My dog was like, you need somebody to teach you how to court a woman. I say most dudes ain't never been taught how to court no woman. Who taught them? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, and I ain't saying this to be disparaging. Imagine if your mama a side chick. What man was around there going to teach you how to court a woman when don't nobody court her because they see her when they need to see her, not when they want to see her. You know what I'm saying? Your mama don't get his time because that man got to go back to his wife. You know what I'm saying? So who going to give you this instruction? Then we live in a society of whoredoms. Ain't nobody courting out here. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody doing that. People don't even know what that look like. Courting is not even a black people's custom. You know what I'm saying? You say you were liking that song too? I heard. Oh yeah, man. Any Chris Brown song is certified common freak material. Certified common freak. You know what I'm saying? But look at it like this here, right? If you was the quarter woman, it ain't even just the virgin part. You ain't supposed to court a woman who don't live in her father's house. Because that's where that process begins with. She's in her father's house, and you step into her father asking for the opportunity to begin the process of, can I marry your daughter? If this woman been living on her own for 10, 15 years, what you talking to her daddy for? This woman been on her own, ain't nothing to talk to him about. She 33 years old. She been paying rent. She done graduated college. She ain't lived with her daddy in 10 years. See, and I'm only mentioning this for this reason, because we want old school customs, but we not living old school to where those customs fit. You know what I'm saying? So you can't try to navigate like that. What I look like? What you look like going to somebody daddy for a woman who 40 years old, she been married before. Somebody already did that. Because the custom of your father giving you away is because of the court and because you were always at his house. See, we don't live in that type of society. Technically, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, man, you're supposed to stay in your daddy's house until you get married. That's male or female. You stay there till you get married, then you leave. You start your own family. That's why I say he leaves father and mother and cleave unto his wife. Because you don't leave your father and mother until you get a spouse. But we don't live in that type of society. You had your first apartment. Y'all was in there smoking, drinking, partying, doing God knows what. And you think I'm finna go ask your daddy for you? No, I ain't doing that. You know why I ain't doing that? Because you didn't require the 5 niggas before me to do it. I'm not doing that. We can sit down and we're gonna hammer out an agreement. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? And how are we gonna do it? Because we're not living traditionally. I don't even want to say traditionally. We're not living culturally where that fits. Because I've been out here hoeing, you've been out here hoeing. I ain't doing that with you. I might be bringing somebody else churn. You might be bringing somebody else churn. Man, I'm definitely not asking your daddy for you and you got somebody else's churn. Why would I do that? It's people who feel like we should do that. But that don't make sense. And you know why I say why should I do that? Because it diminishes the women who don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because now that means that the value of the woman who said no, I'm a save my body for my husband, and I'm gonna stay in my daddy's house, and I'm gonna do X, Y, Z. Now you taking a woman who didn't do that and made her on par with a woman who did, which diminishes the value of the woman who did. Which also points to what I'm telling you, that men love whores. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to admit it in the open. I ain't gonna say men. A lot of males love whores. Men don't. Most men don't want to have a family with a whore. And it's not because of what she did with her loins, it's the mind she got. Because he know a whore will damage your children. The mentality she has, that has to raise your kids. And that mentality can destroy your children. And and a lot of dudes don't consider that. That woman you married gonna destroy your legacy, sir. She gonna destroy it. She don't love them children. She can't teach them children nothing. You know what I'm saying? You wonder why your daughter walking around here half naked, tooting and booting, scooting and moving. Because she learned it from a man. You wonder why your son out here slinging loose penis to everybody, because he learned it from his dad. You didn't consider that when you laid down with him. You wonder, man, he shouldn't have left me with them kids. You ought to be glad that nigga left. He probably destroyed them if he stayed. They don't be thinking about that. It's tough though, because I wouldn't recommend leaving your children. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm gonna tell you the truth though. Some people are better off because they don't have their parents, and some children are worse off because they have them. You know what I'm saying? And it's tough. I don't have any solutions or remedies for that other than be careful who you lay with. That's about all I can tell you. You know what I'm saying? For real though. I grew up with niggas who they were blessed because they didn't have their parents. And I knew some niggas that they was damned because they had them. Go ahead, sir.
1 Peter 2:4. To whom coming as unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of Elohim, precious. Yea, also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, God's priesthood, and offer up spiritual sacrifices, acceptable to Elohim.
So you lively stones, ain't it, man? This to build up the house. Come on back to 1 Kings, man. First Kings 5 and 3, I suppose.
You know how that David, my father, could not build a house unto the name of Yahuwah as Elohim, for the wars which were about him on every side, until Yahuwah put them under the soles of his feet.
But now,
Yahuwah my Elohim have given me rest on every side.
So there's neither adversary
nor evil occurrence.
Now, what does that take you back to? When Yahushua return, guess what it ain't gonna be? No adversary or no evil occurrence. Tell them what occurrence means, man. You got a current card? They sent me a chime card. I ain't cut it on. I don't even know how I got filled out for that whole.
Let's pay God. Occurrence, a happening, a chance.
No evil, no happenings. Because it tell you it's gonna be peace in the land. You say, well, what about Gog and Magog? You know what happened with Gog and Magog. First Kings 5 and 5.
It's saying, behold, I purpose to build a house unto the name of Yahuwah.
Hold on, pause too. Let me say this here, because when we were talking about this, and I've told y'all this in the past. You know why I be mentioning all this stuff, how niggas behave? Because it ain't for you grown people. But it is for you grown people. It's for you to equip your children with the proper knowledge so they don't have to go through that because you've already seen it or went through it yourself. We already grown. You know what I'm saying? We already grown. You done already had your freak sessions and freak whatever you had going on. You know what I'm talking about? You done had your opportunities when you was messing with somebody, bald-headed son that you ain't had no business fooling with. You know what I'm talking about? So guess what you can do with that piece of information? Be a real nigga and tell your children the truth about whatever experiences you may have had or you may have seen instead of trying to act like it's all great. And you ain't never did nothing. Yeah, look your daughter in the face and tell her, I used to mess with this dude. He went oops upside my head one time, baby. Don't fool with a nigga who go oops upside your head. He don't love you. Did daddy go oops? No, not your daddy, baby. It wasn't your daddy. It was this nigga when I was about 22. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? You got to look your son in the face and say, son, boy, look, I had OGs, man. I had some that tell me hit every woman you could find. And I had some that say, boy, that don't make you no man because you can sleep with no whole bunch of women. Nigga, they say, nigga, don't take no effort. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, don't never measure your manhood by how many women you have sex with. I lean to the men who told me the lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga was like, nah, man, don't make you no dude, man. Anybody can go have sex with a bunch of women. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, man, my OG told me get money, but make sure you pick the right one when the women come. Because he was like, it was better to have a quality woman next to you than just have any woman next to you. Some niggas don't get told that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to tell your son that. Same way I told your son, hey, man, anybody can give you some vagina, son. Do that woman fool with you, though? Because if she ain't on your team, what does it mean? Don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I had a woman tell me that you got to make sure that woman on your team, that she got to be down with you. She got to ride with you. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about how niggas be screaming struggle love. We talking about a woman who really fool with you. You know what I'm saying? Because people throw that struggle love stuff out there because people don't want to go through the adversities of life with nobody. They want to be with you and everything comfortable. That's telling you right now, that's somebody who ain't built for the long haul. Because I'm going to tell you, if you live long enough, you know what's going to happen, Cindy? Some adversity. I guarantee you that there. You live long enough, adversity coming. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about the adversity. They talking about like a man cheating on his woman and all that old goofy stuff, man. I'm talking about niggas get sick, people lose job, businesses go under. You know what I'm saying? All type of stuff happens. You know what I'm saying? I told you, sister had a miscarriage. Stuff happens. You know what I'm talking about? Is you gonna bail out or is you gonna ride? Most people gonna bail out. Go ahead. There's somebody out there creeping? Oh, they're probably insurance.
Said, behold, I purpose to build a house unto the name of Yahuwah my Elohim, as Yahuwah spake unto David my father, saying, your son whom I will set upon your throne in your room, he shall build a house unto my name.
Uh-oh.
I therefore command you that...
Hey, calm that down. Come on.
Now therefore command you that they hew my cedar trees out of Lebanon, and my servants shall be with your servants. And unto you will I give hire for your servants, according to all that you shall appoint.
For you know
that there is not among us any that can skill to hew timber like unto the Sidonians.
And it came to pass.
When Aram heard the words of Solomon, that he rejoiced greatly.
He said, Baruch,
the Yahuwah this day, which has given unto David a wise son over this great people.
And Hiram said
to Solomon, saying, I've considered the things which you sent to me for, and I will do all your desire concerning timber of cedar, concerning timber of fir.
My servants
shall bring them down from Lebanon unto the sea. I'll convey them by sea in floats unto the place that you shall appoint me, and will cause them to be discharged there, and you shall receive them. You shall accomplish my desire in giving food for my household.
You do what?
Accomplish my desire in giving food for my household.
Go ahead.
So Hiram gave Solomon cedar trees and fir trees according to all his desires.
And Solomon gave
Hiram 20,000 measures of wheat for food to his household and 20 measures of pure oil. Thus gave Solomon to Hiram year by year.
Now listen, when you sit back and you look at it, it says Solomon gave to those who helped build the house. You know what that takes us back to? A conversation I think we just had last week. He said he's given to the builders. Read it again what he gave.
Then Solomon gave Hiram 20,000 measures of wheat for food to his household and 20 measures of pure oil. Thus gave Solomon to Hiram year by year.
What that point to? We just talked about this last week.
I don't remember last week, but I was thinking like Ephesians 4 and 11 when he said he gave some.
No, and I would see why you would say that, but not in this instance. Now I forgot Nehemiah 2, because that's on the list. It's going to be dealing with at least the rebuilding of the temple. What leads into it. Chapter 3 is more in line with that.
The gifts unto men?
Huh?
Is that what it said he gave gifts unto men?
Not in that instance there. It ain't even just giving the gifts on the men. Because it's the same thing that's in 2 Kings 13. And it's in Ezra. We ain't talked about it in a long time. This is showing the compensation that the laborer is worthy of his hire. The compensation for the builders of the house. Remember we read earlier in 1 Corinthians, he said as a wise master builder. So remember, because it's been a long time since we dealt with stuff like this here, right? And because we dealing with it now, and this is for the nuance part of it. Let me find the chapter that I need where he say this at. Because I believe it's in Ezra and not Nehemiah. But it could be. No, it is in Nehemiah, I believe. Let me get around that. Come on here, Sylvie. Let me come and look at Nehemiah 2, man. I'll get Nehemiah 3. Read Nehemiah 3 and 1 real quick, like man.
Then Eliashib the high priest rose up with his brethren the priests, and they built the sheep gate. They sanctified it and set up the doors of it, even unto the tower of Mia. They sanctified it unto the tower of Hananeel. And next unto him built the men of Jericho, and next to them built Zachor the son of Imri. But the fish gate did the sons of Manasseh build, who also laid the beams thereof, and set up the doors thereof, the locks thereof, and the bars thereof.
Now I mentioned this here for the rebuilding of the wall, the rebuilding of the city, and of course the beginning of the rebuilding of the temple. Now you stay where you at. I'm in Ezra chapter 1. Y'all come over here to Ezra 1 and 1. The other place that I mentioned, remember in 2 Kings 13, it said they took all the money for the treasury, then they gave to those who did the repairs of the house. It's just leading to where he say that you don't muzzle the ox to tread the corn, the labor worthy of his hire. This is for you to understand the concept. You feel what I'm saying? It's just a concept because you got to be able to understand the concept. Why? Because when you run across stuff like that, you have to be able to understand it. I think in the old video we dealt with it long time ago. I think it was coming to my mind, the Levites don't have an inheritance. Because I think somebody asked about that. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Mouse. My memory serves me correct. Because people don't like to delve in that. Like I told you last night, the lady said the dude told her tithes was for the church, and she should have. This woman literally said this man told her you should have gave that woman your groceries. Now, when you look at that word wise, no servant of God would ever told him like that. They'd be like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. Ain't no servant of God would have asked nobody for their tithes. Let's just let that be. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look in the text, do you ever see anybody doing something like that? No, you don't. That's not something that they did. That's something that the people knew to do, and if they didn't do it, then you get what you read in Haggai. You remember that in Haggai 6? When he say, consider your ways, he say, your house is looking nice and my house lay waste. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time you see that. But that was Yahuwah talking to them. Because remember, the temple needs to be rebuilt. When you look at the first temple, when you look at 1 Chronicles 29 and all that, we read it a few weeks back, where it said David and everybody came with voluntary offerings for everything to build the house. Then, of course, when you look in your law, you see they did have a building fund. They just didn't call it a building fund. And I'm only mentioning this here because dude was talking about this last night, but he's a democratic socialist. And I told you this before. When it comes to the kingdom of Yasharal, the Commonwealth of Yasharal, it was it was a dang, man, the word escaping me, man.
Theocracy, socialist.
Yeah, theocracy. It is a
I know what you're trying to say.
a socialistic theocracy. You know what I'm saying? With capitalistic elements in it. You know what I'm saying? We did it. There is a video on the channel somewhere where we dealt with that. That's probably about 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 years ago. Well, theocracy is a country, a government where religious leaders are the authority. You know what I'm saying? Considering that we in the priesthood of Melchizedek and Yahusha is a high priest and king at the same time, that's what makes it a theocracy. It's socialistic because the people pool everything together, and it's not necessarily that they're taking wealth from everybody per se. Like how socialism is defined, is that there's a set amount that people are supposed to give to be able to help a certain class of people. The Levites, the fatherless, the widow, and the stranger. You know what I'm talking about? Or also the elements of, okay, if you got grape trees, corn trees, don't cut them down, leave some out for those who are poor so they can walk up and pluck and eat. But he said, if you can't come with no bucket and take it to go, nigga, this ain't no buffet. Eat what you need, go about your business. You know what I'm saying? That's the elements of the socialistic part. The essence of the capitalistic part, you can see that mentioned in like the parable of the penny. Didn't I agree to pay you this and pay you that and pay you this? Because you can set your price for your whatever your goods is and sell it for whatever you want. And you can set what you're going to pay somebody and they either going to agree to it or not. You know what I'm saying? But where the socialistic part come in at is every man has to tithe according to his increase. It's no set amount because everybody increase is not the same. And then there's certain offerings and then that stuff is given to those who are without. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's for. Why did I mention all that? Because, you know, most people look at the church, quote unquote, and they feel like it's the church's duty to do things that's really the people's duty because the people is the house. So it's not the pastor's job to do it. It's not the quote unquote deacon's job to do it. It's everybody's job to do it. It's not a burden that falls on one man. It's not one man's job to get a synagogue. It's not one man's job to clean the spot up and pay the lights. That's everybody's job. You know what I'm saying? And but it's not everybody's job as it's equal payment. See, the difference is if you be like Ananiah and Sapphira. See, you knew you could have paid a certain price, but you trying to keep back a price. See, that's wrong. If you know you can give 500, then you give 500. You don't give 250 because you don't want to give 500. See, he gonna know that. He gonna come see you by that. But if your increase was only 100, then your increase is only 100. I mention that because, you know, niggas think stuff's supposed to be equal in payment. Yahuwah never operated like that. He said every man give as he is able. You know what I'm saying? And that's different for everybody. Remember the lady when she threw the money in the pot, what he said? She gave more than the rest of y'all because y'all gave of your excess and she gave all that she had because she ain't had nothing. And she gave that. Nigga, if you got $1 million and you give 200,000, nigga, what was that to you? But if you got $10 and you gave 7, well, you gave everything you had because you ain't got nothing. That's how he operate that. And I'm mentioning that because you have to have that mentality. Because like I said, man, I ain't gonna be alive forever. So you got to know that to be able to express that to other people. Because people take advantage of people. They tell everybody they're supposed to pay a 10. They for everybody you supposed to give the same amount. Oh, it's 10 of us, it's $5,000. Everybody give 500. What if that man ain't got 500? Is he any lesser because he don't got 500? Do you remember when David did with the stuff and they got mad at him? He said, we gonna divvy the same as them who sat by the stuff and them who didn't go. And those who went, excuse me. It wasn't no, oh, so y'all went, so I'm gonna give y'all more. No, it's equitable. When you look at the manna, what did he say? Take it according to every man must eat. If you need 10 and she need 4, you ain't wrong because you took 10. You needed 10. I got 2 kids with me. You ain't got no kids, so you don't need 10. That's how he operates. It's according to what you have or what you need. Simple as that. Then that's equity. We ain't talking about equality. We talking about equity. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that works. Most people who in the word, they don't really have a thought process that it's a communal thing. It's not a burden on one person. Because I told you that before. Most people believe, and you can acknowledge if you've had that thought process at a point in your life, that it's the preacher's job to take care of everything. That's how most people talk. And you know where it come like that? Because the preacher make you believe it's his job to take care of everything. Well, he a damn fool. And you know how we know this? Because what did Jethro daddy tell Moses? What his father-in-law told him? You taking too much burden on yourself. You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. When the Lord set up things for Moses to do, what he told him to do, go find wise-hearted men and go set them over that. Go to the people and get these men to do this, and these men to do that, and these men to do this. So you know what that actually points to, which is one of the hallmarks of leadership? You know what that is? Start with a D, end with an N.
It's called dominion.
Delegation. Delegation. You know what I'm saying? See, a man who's firm in his ability to be a leader of people, he is not insecure or offended by delegating to someone who may be skillful or more wise or knowledgeable on something if it's going to lead to the desired result. Like I've heard people in business say that they have no problem hiring people who are smarter than them in certain areas because the objective is the outcome, not my, I do it myself. One of the hallmarks of poor leadership is if you feel like you have to do everything yourself. Because you know what's going to happen? You're going to burn out. Or you ain't going to get nowhere. Now, it's different if people tell you they ain't going to do nothing and you have no choice but to do it yourself. But if you surrounded yourself with people that you don't trust to be able to do something, then you might need to reorganize the people you got around you. Because why would you have people in your organization that you don't trust for them to handle tasks? That means you got the wrong people in your organization. Get some new ones. That's why I've always told you, I've been and told you, you want to do something, go on and do it. Shoot, just tell me how it goes. I'm going to focus on what I need to be doing. You let me know what you need from me. And that's why I've always told y'all, well, if I set you over something, man, I don't want to hear nothing from nobody about nothing, man. If that's what they own, then you hearken to their word. And if you don't want to hearken to their word, then you come holler at me. Because I'm not going to let you cut nobody's knees out for nothing. Because if you set over something and I let them two come buck you, guess what I tell everybody else? We got to listen to him. He don't matter. You wouldn't let your kids do you like that. You finna find out. Them children gonna come in there and be like, Mama, can I have this here? And you gonna like ask your daddy. Dang. But you know what happened if you go against the other parent and get that child? Then guess what that child know to do? I ain't gotta listen to mama. I ain't gotta listen to daddy. I ain't gotta listen to him. You don't cut my knees out. You can't set people over something and then don't give them the ability to do it. You gotta give them the ability to do it. You know what I'm saying? And if niggas don't like it, well shoot, nigga. Get a lollipop. You know what you got to do, Civic, for if you want everybody to like it. What you got to do, Civic? Sell ice cream. Everybody love ice cream. Nigga be lactose intolerant and love ice cream. No, he finna be on the toilet boo-booing. He still finna get it. Yeah, if you're gonna do something, man, you ain't gonna never satisfy everybody. You can never put yourself in a position to make decisions for a group and think that you're gonna make everybody happy, because I promise you not. You can't make the decision that's going to make everybody happy. You have to make the decision that's best for the group. And guess what? Even if it don't work out, then you have to be man enough to say it ain't going to work out. Because I'm going to tell you something. Women have this problem more than men. You think that every decision this nigga going to make has to be a home run. Hey, sometimes nigga going to make the wrong decision. And he just has to have the ability to course correct. Because you know the only way you can make a decision is based off the information that's in front of you at any given time. You assess it and you look at, I think this is the best way for me to go. If it don't work out, then you got to be man enough to say it didn't work and let me turn around. Most niggas mess up what they do, Civic. They keep pressing it. Don't keep pressing it. Just stop. Turn around. Just turn around. Go ahead, Civic. This chapter ain't that long, I'm in Ezra, my bad. Ezra 1:1, y'all, my apologies. Now, in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, the word of Yahuwah by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled, Yahuwah stirred up the ruach of Cyrus, Malik of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his Malkuth and put it also in writing, saying, thus saith Cyrus, Malik of Persia, Yahuwah Elohim B'Shamayim, have given me all the Malkuths of the Iraq. They have charged me to build him a Ba at Jerusalem, which is in Yehuda, who there is among you of all his people. His Elohim be with him. Let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Yehuda, and build the Ba of Yahuwah Elohim of Yasharal. He is the Elohim, which is in Jerusalem. And whosoever remain in any place where he sojourn, let the men of his place help him with silver and with gold and with goods and with children. Contain yourself, and with beasts, besides the free will offering for the house of Elohim that is in Jerusalem. Then rose up the chief of the fathers of Yehuda and Benjamin, the priests and the Levites, and with all them who the Ruach of Elohim raised up to go build the house of Yahuwah which is in Jerusalem. And all they that were about them strengthened their hands with vessels of silver and with gold and with goods and with beasts and with precious things, besides all that was willingly offered. Also Cyrus the king brought forth the vessels of the house of Yahuwah, which Nebuchadnezzar had brought forth out of Jerusalem, and had put them in the house of his gods. And even those did Cyrus king of Persia bring forth by the hand of Mithridates the treasurer, and number them unto Sheshbazzar, the prince of Yehuda. And this is the number of them: 30 chargers of gold, 1,000 chargers of silver, 29 knives, 30 basins of gold, silver basins of second sort, 410, and another vessel 1,000. Now, we mentioned in this because what did Cyrus command these men to do? There's another chapter that states it a lot more clear, where he said to put it into the hands of the men who do the work. Let me find that passage. See if you grab 2 Kings 13, man. Pick me up about verse, I think it's 12, actually.
2 Kings 12.
Yeah, let me make sure. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Pick it up at verse 7. 2 Kings chapter 12, verse 7.
So then King Joash called for Jehoiada the priest and the other priests, and said unto them, why repair you not the breaches of the house? And therefore receive no more money of your acquaintance, but deliver it for the breaches of the house. And the priest consented to receive no more money of the people, neither to repair the breaches of the house. Jehoiada the priest took a chest and bored a hole in the lid of it, and set it beside the altar. On the right side is one coming to the house of Yahuwah. And the priest that kept the door put thereon all the money that was brought into the house of Yahuwah. And it was so, when they saw that there was much money in the chest, that the king's scribes and the high priest came up, and they put up in bags and told the money that was found in the house of Yahuwah.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave the money, being told into the hands of them that did the work.
They gave it to the hands of them that did the what?
That did the work,
Mm-hmm.
that had the oversight of the house of Yahuwah.
Mm-hmm.
And they laid it out to the carpenters and builders that wrought upon the house of Yahuwah, and to masons and hewers of stone, and to buy timber and hewed stone to repair the breaches of the house of Yahuwah.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Mm-hmm. For all that was laid out for the house to repair it.
And that's what that points to. Come on back to what the other spot we was in. Matter of fact, that's what it says, so the work don't be hindered. That's what's in there. Go to Ezra chapter 6. Pick it up at verse 1. That's what it was. It was chapter 6. Ezra 6 and 1. Go ahead.
Then Darius the king made a decree, and search was made in the house of the rolls where the treasure were laid up in Babylon.
And there was found
At Achmatha in the palace that is in the province of Medes and rolls, and therein was a record thus written.
what was written there.
In the first year of Cyrus the king, the same Cyrus the king made a decree concerning the house of Elohim at Jerusalem. Let the house be built, the place where they offer sacrifices, and let the foundations thereof be strongly laid.
Go
The
ahead.
height thereof 80 cubits, and the breadth thereof 80 cubits.
Go ahead.
3 rows of great stones and a row of new timber, and let the expenses be given out of the king's house.
Go ahead.
And also let the golden and silver vessels of the house of Elohim, which Nebuchadnezzar took forth out of the house, out of the temple which is at Jerusalem, and brought unto Babylon, be restored.
Mm-hmm.
Brought again into the temple which is at Jerusalem,
And what
everyone
else?
to his place, and placed them in the house of Elohim.
Go ahead.
Now therefore Tatnai, governor beyond the river Shathar Boznai, and your companions, and the Apharsakites, and which are beyond the river, be you far from thence.
Let the word
Of this house of Elohim alone, let the governor of the Yahudim and the elders of the Yahudim build the house of Elohim in its place.
moreover
Make a decree which you shall do to the elders of these Yahudim for the building of the house of Elohim,
that of the king's goods
even of the tribute beyond the river, forthwith expenses
forthwith.
be given unto these men that they be not hindered.
He said expenses be what?
Given unto these men that they be not
Tell them what
hindered.
expenses mean right there.
That's nifkam. That is outlay and expense.
Now read verse 9.
And that which they have need of, both young bullocks and rams and lambs for the burnt offerings of Elohim and Shamahim, wheat, salt, wine, oil, according to the appointment of the priests which are at Jerusalem. Let it be given them day by day without fail.
That they may what?
Offer sacrifices of sweet savors unto the Elohim of Shamahim,
And pray for the life
of the king and of his son.
Now I'm just mentioning that because he said to get these men so their work won't be stopped. You know what I'm saying? Now that's the point of it, is that the work don't be stopped. It's not really for this nigga to ball. You know what I'm saying? Because of course you see, I just seen a skit a dude did, the dude Mojo Brooks, where he was clowning pastors in this new time. I noticed wasn't no brews mad at that skit like they was mad at Drewski. You know what I'm saying? I only mention that because, hey, man, we were saying that the other day, like that's how y'all niggas act. You know, people can only make skits of things that are a reflection of life. You know, when you see a lot of videos and views be like, oh, that's a skit. It may be a skit, but people really act like it. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, we don't see that a lot in Jacksonville, but y'all done seen some of them boys on that corner acting like that. That's right. Mm-hmm. You remember what your man said? Oh, you were not there. That boy said, my last name Jackson, I was sick. See Jackson, Jacksonville. He sunk me here. Nigga outside with a throw rug on, man. That nigga got doggone, that nigga got that old carpet at the bottom of his shirt. What I want for y'all is to sit down and be quiet. Come on, Sylvia, where we at? Yep. And I'm just mentioning that for the point that's in 1 Kings 5. Remember, all things is for understanding, not a solicitation.
1 Kings 5 and 12.
5 and 12.
Saying Yahuwah gave Solomon wisdom as he promised him, and there was shalom between Hiram and Solomon, and they two made a league together. King Solomon raised the levy out of all Yasharal, and the levy was 30,000 men.
Now remember, we read that other stuff from verse 11 because it says Solomon gave Hiram this food for his household year by year. You know what I'm saying? And this is why he said the labor is worthy of his hire, because he said if Elohim take care of the oxen, how much more he take care of them. So it's showing you the standard that those who do the work, that man gonna take care of them, regardless of who don't do it, he gonna do it. You know what I'm talking about? Now how he performed that is different. And what are you supposed to realize from that? Go to Hebrews 6 and 9. Because it's more so about the character of Yahuwah than anything.
But beloved, we are persuaded better things of you and things that accompany salvation, though we thus speak.
And
for Elohim is not unrighteous
to forget
your work and labor of love, which you have showed toward his name, and that you have ministered to the saints and do ministry.
You see how Solomon didn't forget Hiram in his labor of love and the work that he did? He ain't forsaken. You know what I'm saying? But he said it's the labor that you do towards his name and that you serve and do serve. See, a lot of people don't do no labor towards his name. You know what I'm saying? Doing labor towards his name is not relegated to just preaching the word. Because we read that last night when we was looking at what make a woman a widow indeed. You know what I'm saying? And that virtuous woman. Those are work she doing towards his name. You know what I'm saying? So everybody like to get in the word. You want to hang out and this, that, there, and the third. But can you really be of service to somebody? Especially can you be of service and not be seeking anything in return? Like when we were dealing with Buddy who was slinging loose penis, the dog, like he ain't give Grand Rising the proper credit. If you're doing something for credit, you shouldn't be doing it. You should be doing it because it's the righteous thing to do. Not because you're seeking acknowledgement and recognition. Don't worry about if man recognize it. If God recognizes it, that's better. Remember he told you to invite people to the feast who can't pay you back? He said he'll pay you back on the day of resurrection. But if you're doing things because you want somebody to acknowledge you, because we were telling man, like, nigga, you tripping, bro. Ease up. They ain't even mention us. We the reason he repented. No, I ain't gonna take no credit for that. Now the nigga was wilding. I told y'all this the other day, and I'm not making this up. That nigga said, "Did you know she was pregnant?" They said, "I don't know, man. She had a gut when I met her." I said, "What that nigga that hell?" Bro. He said that for real. I'm not making that up. You know what I'm saying? That nigga said, "Well, she had a gut when I met her." She said she showed me the sonogram. Could have been AI. I said, "Oh, Lord." Bro, that's what he said, bro.
Carl Jr., baby.
That nigga said that could have been AI. I said, man, it's time for me to go. You know what I'm saying? This man is tripping. But a man got caught trying to dirty mac another man's wife. That nigga said, bro, I wasn't even trying to holler at your wife. I was testing her to see if she would do that, bro. I did this for us. I said, you know what the sad part is? The husband went for it. He went for it. And then got on up, then when talking bad about his wife. That's why you homeless, hoe. That's why you can't pay your car note. I'm like, nigga, that's your old lady, yo. Yo, these niggas is crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? They put some pictures up that she's son of the dude, son to the dude. It wasn't no freaky pictures. Looking at her like, she was a decent, you know what I'm saying, attractive woman. I'm like, you know what? There's so many non-attractive women in this thing. That's probably why you niggas act like it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of chicks in this world, boy. They built by middle linebackers, boy. You hear me? I'm talking about like this here. Remember old school way the linebacker had to pat his thighs, he bent over. That's how she built. Built like a what you call it thing? A deep freezer. Ain't even had no churn. That's the crazy part. How you bad body ain't had no churn? How that happen, sis? You eating every goddamn thing nigga put in front of you. Sitting at the house. No, I'm just joking, but I am serious at the same time. It's a lot of unattractive women in this thing. So some of them boys, they see a halfway decent looking woman, them boys lose their brain. And on top of that, I think a lot of these boys yam deprived. You know what I'm saying? They got, you know, I think Jada did a skit about that, about, you know, being thirsty and what that called. They got a condition. Never be thirsty, man. You know what I'm saying? Go drink some living water. Don't be thirsty for no yams. You find yourself thirsty for some yams, that means you need some words, bro. Only way you should be thirsty for some yams if you got a wife to the house. I ain't mad at you if you're thirsty for them yams, but don't let them get in the way of what you're supposed to be doing. You ain't wrong if you're thirsty for some yams. You call your wife, go on here to be ready. I'll be home at 6. I'm on my way. You know, I'm on my way. Be showered and ready to go. You know the song. I'm ready to go right now. Show me the green light. But if you ain't got no wife, you need to go pray, nigga. You need to go pray. You know what I'm talking about? Calm your spirit down. You know what I'm talking about? Read. Calm your spirit down, boy. You finna do something reckless out here, man. You know what I'm saying? You finna crash out. You need to go pray. Now, I say this jokingly because we may not have them problems, but you never know if somebody who come across here who do got them problems. Like, well, you need to go pray for it. If it's that bad, you might need to go fast. Seriously, I ain't being funny. You know what I'm saying? I might sound funny, but I'm serious though. Like, man, you ain't got no wife and you feeling like, boy, I'm finna go smash these women and you supposed to be in the word or you finna backdoor somebody to get their wife. Boy, you need to go pray and fast simultaneously. You know what I'm saying? Because you thirsty. And you ain't thirsty for living water. So that means, man, you need to go pray, bro. You need to go afflict your soul, man. You got stuff going on. Now, he told you in the text, man, you know, enjoy the bosom of your wife, man. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, you look like a date tree. You know what I'm saying? Your breasts look like clusters of grapes. He said, enjoy that. The wife of your youth. Take pleasure in it. All your days under the sun. She yours. You ain't wrong for that. That's your wife. That's your portion under heaven, man. Enjoy it. You should enjoy each other. You know what I'm saying? But man, look here. Don't enjoy another man's wife. Nigga, that's diabolical. That's dastardly. It's an abomination. You know what I'm saying? Nigga should be gutted like a fish. Come on, bud.
Verse 14,
Come on.
25, it said, and he sent to Lebanon 10,000 a month by courses. A month they were in Lebanon, 2 months at home. And Adoniram was over the levy. And Solomon had 10,000 that bare burdens, 80,000 hewers in the mountains, Beside the chief of Solomon's officers, which were over the work, 3,300 which ruled over the people that brought in the work. The king commanded, and they brought great stones, costly stones,
Huge stone.
and to lay the foundation of the house.
Now tell them what costly stones mean.
Costly is your car, precious, valuable, prized, weighty, rare, splendid.
Now he said they brought great stones. What you think them great stones is, man? What you think them great stones is? What you think that represent? What you think they're talking about? What's causing all this? We read that one. The lively stone.
Y'all talking about that chief cornerstone too?
Well, now that wouldn't be it. Read 17 again, so make sure he hear everything in.
Saying the king commanded, and they brought great stones.
So these are precious stones, valuable stones.
Costly stones and huge stones.
But that was costly stones. Great stones gonna beat the dog. So it's great stones, it's precious stones, and it's huge stones, or cut stones.
To lay the foundation of the house.
Oh, okay. I think about the house.
And that would be correct. Get me Revelation 21 and 9. Because I wanted y'all to think about what he said to Peter, upon this rock I'm going to build my house. This is the foundation of the house.
Then there came unto me one of the 7 Malachim, which had the 7 vials full of the 7 last plagues, and talked with me, saying,
Revelation 21 and 9? It don't sound like what you should be hearing in 21 and 9.
Verse 9.
Go ahead.
And talked with me, saying, come here, I will show you the bride, the Lamb's wife. Carried me away in the Ruach to a great and high mountain, and showed me the great city, Jerusalem, descending out of Shamahim from Elohim.
Go ahead.
Having the esteem of Elohim, and her light was like unto a stone, most precious, even like a jasper stone, and clear as crystal.
Listen.
And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 Malachim, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Yasharal.
What else?
On the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates.
And what else?
And the wall of the city has 12 foundations, and in them the name of the 12 apostles of the Lamb.
Tell me what foundation mean that, and you could come back and tell me what it mean in Hebrew.
That's the Malios, that's laid down as a foundation, the foundation of a building, a wall, or city.
That's the foundation. They're the foundation of the whole place.
So metaphorically, it's the foundations, the beginnings, the first principles.
They're the beginning of the whole place. The 12, the beginning of the whole place. Come on back to foundation, man, in verse 17 of 1 Kings chapter 5.
And that is Yesod, to found, to fix, to establish, to lay foundation, to begin.
He began with me. He said, upon this rock, I'm going to build my house. He said, Peter was the beginning of the foundation. So this, look here, right? The great stones, the costly stones, the huge stones, them the apostles. Because they lay the foundation of the house. You know what I'm talking about? They are the foundation of the house. Hold on. Matter of fact, I think it say that. Let me find out. Someone want to use a pistol. I can hear it in my head, but I can't recall it at the moment. Hey, y'all need to calm down. I don't know what y'all got going on, but calm it down. There it is. Come to Ephesians chapter 2. Pick me up at verse 18.
For through him we both have access by one Ruach unto the Abba, and therefore you are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints of the household of Elohim, and are built upon the foundation.
You built upon the what?
Upon the foundation.
Built on the what?
Foundation
of who?
The apostles
and
the
who?
Prophets. Yahushua HaMashiach himself being the chief cornerstone.
So the apostles and the prophets are the foundation. Why are the prophets the foundation? Romans 16:25.
So now to him that is of power to establish you according to my gospel and the preaching of Yahushua HaMashiach, according to the revelation of the mystery, which is kept secret since the world began.
But it's now
made manifest
by
scriptures of the prophets.
Of the who?
Scriptures of the prophets, according to the commandment of the everlasting Elohim.
So Paul. And we know the testimony of Yahushua is the Ruach and prophet, and he showed similitudes by the ministry of the prophet, so on and so forth. So this is showing you how the apostles are at the foundation, or they're at the beginning. The 12 are the beginning. They're the beginning of the whole play. They're built on the chief cornerstone. And then those lively stones, like we referenced earlier in Peter, are built upon those stones that build that house. You know what I'm saying? Which is what First Kings 5 is about, is the preparation for the building of the house. You know what I'm saying? So from that point forward, get Ephesians 4 and 11 that was mentioned earlier, right? Every apostle, every prophet, every pastor, every teacher, every evangelist, their job is to do the work for the building of the house. That's why we reference 2 Kings 12 and the Ezra 6 and the Ezra 1, because it's detailing the men who are doing the labor on the house. And the house, as we read in Hebrews 3, is the people. Because he said he's head over the house of whose house we are. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you see that similar to, they doing labor on the house. It's representative of doing labors on the people, because that word breach there is aruka, which is dealing with, the word repair. And one of them, you remember aruka, to bring health to? Go ahead.
Saying he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry.
That's right.
For the edifying of the body of the Mashiach. So we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of Elohim.
And the perfect man.
Unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of a Mashiach.
That's right.
That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men, cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive.
Now that's good. Now come back to 1 Kings 5 and 17, because the chapter ends with another thing. See, let your Abba Shamahim be esteemed in the testimony of his only begotten son, Yahushua HaMashiach. Because see, everything is not necessarily always going to be a direct relation to death, burial, resurrection. Some things are going to be a direct correlation to actual actions and deeds and understanding and similitudes of behavior for you to understand the complete and total play. We dealt with this house stuff before, but it's been a long time. It's been some years though. But like I see, 1 Kings 5 is dealing you with the beginning for the preparation of the house, which is dealing you with the beginning for the preparation of the people. The beginning of the preparation of the house is dealing with what he did in that 3-year ministry before he was crucified. You know what I'm saying? To get the house prepared. But let's continue. Read verse 17 real quick.
Saying the king commanded, and they brought great stones, costly stones, and huge stones to lay the foundation of
now,
the
you
house.
know, the king commanded, and where was that commandment? Follow me. When he pulled up on them, boy, follow me. I need these great costly stones. But look at verse 18 say, and Solomon's who?
Builders.
And Hiram's?
Builders.
Now, remember what we read in 1 Corinthians 3? Paul said he was a what? A wise master builder. You know what I'm talking about? So he talking about Hiram's builders, Solomon's builders. Give him builder by definition. And then, well, we ain't ready yet.
Builders is banal, to build, to rebuild, to establish, to cause, to continue.
To build. Now, pause. Go to Romans 15 and 1. Because I just simply want you to hear the definition of the word edify when you read the verse. Amen, Marvin.
So we then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak.
And to what?
Not to please ourselves.
And what else?
Let every one of us please his neighbor, for it's good to edification.
It's good to what?
Edification.
Tell them what edify means. Look what it means.
This is a katame, that is the act of building up.
The act of what?
Of building.
So you see this here, man, how you going to take that, and you see that if you're edifying somebody, you're doing the act of building. So your act is to build the house. That means you got to get a stone prepared so you can lay it on the house. You know what I'm talking about? Edification is just not the dissemination of information. It's building. Because they're trying to make this person a lively stone to build up a spiritual house. That house is the people. You know what I'm saying? Like when he say he don't dwell in temple made with hands, that wasn't the aspect that you didn't need a building to worship in. He said he doesn't, because Solomon told you that. He said, I built this temple for you. He said, how much more can this temple contain you? The heavens of heavens can't contain you. Because he doesn't seek to dwell in a four-wall building. We already read it in 2 Corinthians 6, didn't it? He seeks the desire to dwell in you. So what does the builder have to do? In order for him to dwell in the house, he has to do the things necessary to get the items prepared to build on the house so God can dwell in it. Now, go read the whole verse again in verse 18. Ooh, my back hurts.
saying Solomon's builders and Hiram's builders did hew them
Okay.
in the stone squares, so they prepared timber and stones to build the
Now
house.
tell them what hew means. And I know y'all know what it means.
That is pasal, to cut, to hew into shape.
The cut. So how did he cut them? Hosea 6 and 6. Hebrews 4 and 10. Well, 4 and 12 to be exact. Hosea 6 and 6. Listen to it.
So for I desired mercy and not sacrifice,
Oh.
and the knowledge of Elohim more than burnt offerings.
Oh,
But they, like men, have transgressed the covenant. They have dealt treacherously against me. Gilead is the city of them that work iniquity, and is polluted with blood. And as troops of robbers wait for a man, so the company of priests murder in the way by consent.
Go ahead.
So they commit lewdness.
go ahead.
I have seen a horrible thing in the house of Yasharal.
What you saw?
There is whoredom of Ephraim, Yasharal is defiled.
Go ahead.
Also, Yehuda, he have set a harvest for you when I return the captivity of my people.
Go ahead.
That's the end.
Well, read me verse 4 then. I ain't hear what I want.
They say, O Ephraim, what shall I do unto you? O Yehuda, what shall I do unto you? For your goodness is as the morning cloud, and as the early dew it go away. Therefore have I hewed them
There
by
it
the
is.
prophets.
I've hewed them by the
By
what?
the prophets.
By the what?
By the prophets.
And what?
I have slain them by the words of my mouth. And the judgments are as the light that go forth.
The judgment is the what?
Are as the light that go forth.
The judgment is the what?
As the light that go forth.
Don't tell them what judgment and light mean. Y'all know what it mean though.
Judgment, that's mishpat. Judgment, justice. The act of deciding a case. And then light is already.
So you know that. Listen what he say. Read the verse again. Slow it down. So niggas they might have missed it.
Say, therefore have I hewed them by the
He
prophets.
said, "I've cut you by the prophets." We just seen that the foundation of the house is built on who? See? The apostle and the prophets, right? Then he say them same prophets he used them similitudes in their ministry, right? And what else he do?
Say, I have slain them by the words of my mouth.
So you died by the words of his mouth.
Say, your judgments are as the light that go forth.
So check it, right? Go to Romans 6 and 3 real quick. You know what I'm talking about? This is how he's slaying you with the words of his mouth. Then we go to Hebrews 4 and 12. Because I want you to look at, right? Because he mentioned the costly stones, and then he said the builders did hew the stone squares to prepare timber and stones to build the house. So in order to get the wood and the stone prepared for the house, they got to be cut. And he just told you that he cut you with the words of the prophets, and he cut you with the words of his mouth. But the justice and judgment that went forth as his light, and you know John 1 say what, Civic? In him was light, and the light was the life of men. So read Romans 6 and 3.
You say, know you not that so many of us were baptized in the Yahushua Mashiach,
That's
were
right.
baptized into his death.
Oh, if you baptized into his death, what that mean you got? You got slain by the words of his mouth. In Acts 2, what it said them people did? When Peter, they got pricked in their heart. They got slain. The word killed them. But that same word that killed them did what, Civic? Went forth his judgment as light go forth. Gave him life. Continue.
Say, therefore we are buried with him by baptism into
Oh.
death, that like as a Mashiach was raised up from the dead by the
You-
esteem of the Abba,
What else?
even so we also shall walk in newness of life.
Oh,
For if we have been planted together in likeness of his death, we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection.
oh,
Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him,
oh, that means he's dead.
that the body of sin might be destroyed.
So if those stone squares and that timber been cut, then it's prepared for building the house then. Because he can't build the house until it's cut. Now go to Hebrews 4 and 12.
For the word of Elohim is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and ruach, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
Go ahead.
And neither is there any creature that is not manifest in his sight, but all things are naked and open unto the eyes of him with whom we have to do. Saying then we have a great high priest that is passed in the Shamaim, Yahushua, the son of Elohim. Let us hold fast our profession. For we have not a high priest which cannot be touched with the feeling of our infirmities,
But in all points,
tempted like as we are,
Yeah.
without sin.
what else?
Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy.
That's how the judgment of the light go forth. Because after you were slain with the words of his mouth, and you were hewed by the words of the prophets, the judgment of the light go forth. Because now you can go to the throne of grace for help in the time of need. And this is how those same builders have to hew those timbers and stone. Go back to verse 18 and give them the definition for prepared. Give them that Hebrew word for prepared. But you see how I went to the banah is the word for builders, and the edify is to build up, which means if you edify, you would be a banah or a builder. And then you would need to be a wise master builder. And to be a wise master builder, you're going to have to hew the timber and the stones for them to be prepared for the house. But once they hewed, now they're lively stones that offer up spiritual sacrifices. You don't have to keep cutting them, at least, you know what I'm saying, idealistically. You know what I'm saying? Some people, you got to keep cutting them because they hard hit.
Prepared as a coon to be firm, to be stable,
To
to be
establish.
established.
So notice what he said, man. After he cut them, now they're established for them to be built. See, notice how he said he's slaying you with them words. Now you established, now you can be built and be a part of his house. Because even with Peter, he established them, but Peter had to get cut. He had to get cut. How did he cut him? Man, before the cock crowed twice, you're going to deny me. You know what I'm saying? Slaying him with the words of his mouth. You know what I'm talking about? But his judgment of the light went forth because he told him when you converted, what do you need to do? Strengthen your brethren. You know what I'm saying? That's all the same word. But we'll start right here, man. Hallelujah for Yahushua. We 2 hours and 45 minutes in. I appreciate y'all. I bless y'all the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? Love y'all. Yahuwah with him, man. We'll be back at it on Wednesday. Make it do what it do. Amen, Marvin, man. Prayerfully, you understood all them things. You know, I know I interspersed some other stuff. It's really no, because I knew I could have finished that chapter quick. But also, it was certain stuff that was on my brain based on stuff that had been discussed. But like I always tell you, man, when it comes to that certain stuff about interpersonal interactions, man, you know what I'm saying? It's not about you personally, per se. Most of y'all in here married already. You know what I'm saying? It's about giving that game to your children. Now, there might be some adults, you know, that you could give that game to, but you got to keep it a bean, man. You know what I'm saying? See, we be lying too much, man. Shalom, Eric, man. Amen, man. You know what I'm saying? We be, you know what I'm saying? Amen, Sister Regina. Shalom. Like, we be playing games, man. We know what's going on out here. I don't know why we be acting like we don't know what's really going on out here. You know what I'm saying? We know what's going on. But again, I appreciate y'all, man. What's happening, man? You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. Bless y'all, the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua. Y'all willing to the next time because we out.